actually played well, and I feel we
Guys, we're
deserved
live.
more than
Welcome
what
to
we
the
got.
post match. Welcome to the post match, guys. Welcome.
Yeah, go ahead, Sam. Sam, go ahead.
Yeah, so the thing with the match is that for me, why it feels almost like I know we drew the match, and in a way, it's not a bad result, but we played so well that I expected more. I expected a 2-1,
Hmm.
not this 1-1, which is not a bad result. And especially when you see your player like Werner miss that sitter. That's a I don't even know what to call him because
No, I
he
wouldn't say
just
that's
Sam,
a sit. That's not a
Sam,
sitter.
Sam,
That's not a sitter.
Sam, I'll give you everything, right? What you just said, but I won't give you that easy. The one, you know why I won't give you?
why?
Because, bro, Courtois has made big save on the most clinical players this season. A lot, man. One on ones, man. A lot. So for me, when I see Timo Werner, that chance was okay. It's not that. You know what I mean? Like as I was discussing with Sam earlier, it was not that big. You know what I mean? Not that scrappy. Okay, he took shot though. He took shot with pace. If you see that with power, sorry, with power. But that was a really good positioning by Courtois. You need to understand. I mean, Sam was saying to me that he should have pulled on the first post where Courtois was coming from. Yes, we can say all those things, bro. We can say all those things right now. It's actually easier for us, to say that now. But in my general opinion, I think so that was pinpoint shot from him. Pinpoint shot from him. And I don't think so he could have done much better because I mean the ball was actually coming from him from the header of Pulisic, man. So for him to need to control and then to pull it to the first post, I don't think he's that good of a striker. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
from
he's
his
not that good of
quality,
a striker.
yeah.
Yeah.
So from his quality, I think so he did his best. I mean, I know you guys are talking about the chances he missed big time in the Premier League. I get that, but this is not the worst. Like you guys are actually, in a sense, like worried about, or like pretty much disappointed. Yes, it's a
Actually, the
bit.
thing is, I heard that
Mhm.
someone said that Courtois is actually the best one-on-one like
Keeper in the
goalkeeper
world. Yeah,
in the
yeah,
world right now.
yeah.
I think you
I,
said that actually. So
no,
I get that.
no, 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 no. It was actually H. Actually, H
Oh, it
said
was
that.
HH. Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So for me, bro, you see Courtois, bro. Courtois' one-on-one save against Salah in the second leg, bro. I mean, for me to put everything on the Werner is unfair. I believe. I still believe it's unfair. Okay, he missed the big chance. You can criticize him for that, but not like the one, was shit,
Munta,
clean. You know what I
Munta,
mean,
that chances to move Venom. Can you put your money on it that Alan will see that chance and he will miss?
bro? I've seen Haaland missing also the open chances and Mbappe too.
Yes, but that chances, I can tell you, Mbappe is scoring that chance. I can put my money on that to score that chances.
Bro, for me, I've seen Courtois saving one-on-ones of Messi's and all these top-notch players, man. So
But
to pretty much,
Muta, what do you
yeah.
think about Cruz and Modric today though?
Okay, so pretty much actually the Cruz actually came from an injury, so he was playing with injury, and Modric was absolutely disaster class. For me, I mean, he doesn't have legs anymore. He cannot cover that much of ground where you're giving him box to box position responsibility in such a big tie of a high intensity game of Chelsea, right? So I understand our plan was how our plans were set up. Our plans was set up as we play two box to box, Cruz Modric. Okay. Top of that, Modric have to deliver attackingly and defensively as well. But we are doing that thing in 2021. If we would have done that in 2017, 18, 16, or 15, whatever, right? That would be perfect plan for me to neutralize Chelsea's impetus, especially the driving runs of Pulisic and all these guys was so fast, man, so quick, and even let's be honest, man, even in the build-up phase, right? Whenever we lose the ball, Kante one touch, boom, Kante another touch. You know what? Free ton of spaces is in front of you guys in the first 25-30 minutes. That was, I believe, a disaster class in terms of tactics because Zidane should have understand that Modric and Cruz cannot cover that much of space. So what you see in the first 25-30 minutes is that the flaw in the plan of what do you call Cruz and Modric, you cannot integrate both of them at the same time and allow them to go with the ball up front. And if you lose the ball, then you have to like fall back. That's absolute disaster class in the plan. You don't go and match Tuchel with his own formation. Okay,
So
and
what do you think he should have done then? He should have put
okay,
another player or
okay, Cruz and Modric should have played much more deeper from the first half, from the first minute in the first half. If they would have played much more deeper, look, I mean, Chelsea was absolutely what do you call, like bullying us in the first 30 minutes, right? But what happened in the second half? Now, when you put Cruz and Modric deep, don't give them a freedom to go forward that much, especially Modric. Okay, now Chelsea have to press us, and then you can beat the press. And then what was lacking for us is the right winger, and left winger is like pretty much solid for Chelsea in the first half. So, and in the second half, now you see, right, Cruz Modric dropping deep, Casemiro a bit more going forward further on the pitch, Karim Benzema dropping deep. Now you're linking up the play. Now you're taking off Marcelo. Shouldn't have started Marcelo, man. I like Marcelo is not even at the level of right now Real Madrid. Had to his destiny, and Marcelo also doesn't have legs anymore. And even his footballing skills, I believe, has dropped significantly in the last 2 years. So what I see from Zidane is that I understand his hands will stretch because of our injuries, and I understand the plan he did and the plan he wants to go, but he doesn't have those players at their peak now who cannot give you that much of intensity. So the second half plan was perfect. Let go with the mid block, build from the back, and then Chelsea will press you. You beat Chelsea's first wave of pressure. You know what I mean? But by building from the back. Okay, I know it's not that easy. Then go to the final third. Without right winger. But still, that was a way better improvement in the second half than the first half. And I believe that we should take positive from this game as well. How we actually suffocated Chelsea's right flank, and the negatives we take from this game is that we should not give Chelsea that much of space and time on the ball. Sorry, that was completely unacceptable, and really it was about to be failure of plan. So yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, it was a nice match, nice tactical, and you could see each coach they actually adjusted to the way when you
No,
guys even brought
I
on
agree.
Hazard.
I agree. And in the second leg, you're getting Ramos back. Now you're getting Monty back. Now you're getting Valverde back. You have legs now. So make sure that now you play with our traditional 4-3-3 setup. Okay, you keep your three midfield compact and together, because what was happening right now? Okay, Cruz and Casemiro was staying together. Modric was pretty much isolated high up on the pitch because he needs attacking impetus now to press someone, right? Especially the pressing, right? Our pressing was not with that much intensity because we literally lack Fede Valverde in this game. So, and
Oh
especially with
man,
yeah,
Fede
yeah,
Valverde, man. Will he be available for the second leg?
yeah,
He's
yeah.
another player that can cause Chelsea problems, not
Big
because
big
he's
problem.
exceptionally technically gifted, but because he knows how to plug a lot of these spaces. He
He's
knows
an
a lot
all-round
of these
player.
spaces, yeah, a lot of these spaces that Chelsea were having a lot of joy exploiting today. Fede Valverde is like Velcro. I don't know if you guys know what Velcro is. He will stop a lot of these leaks, and that further just aggravates me. Today was the perfect day to take advantage of the
No,
players that were
it
out
was actually, it
injured
was
for
for
Real
you.
Madrid. That's the
Yeah,
point that's why I'm trying to not think
it
so much
was.
about how we just like fumbled in a way. They were
That's
missing
the
their
main
they
thing.
were missing their best defensive fullback. They were missing a all-around versatile midfielder. They were missing a leader in
Ramos.
Sergio
Yeah,
Ramos.
yeah.
They were
No, and
missing
yeah,
even like say whatever you want to say, Lucas Vasquez, he's someone that has the Real Madrid culture within him, especially with the Champions League and his experience. They were missing him also to pull off from the bench. We should have just put them to the sword. Hey, Monza, I know you're a rival fan, but we should have put Real Madrid to the sword in the opening 30 minutes.
No, it should have been a 2.
Benzema's goal should have been a consolation.
Exactly.
It's just like, man, Timo Werner, bro. Like, Timo.
And I don't want to hear Red Devil Studio talk about, oh, Verna is, don't compare Dan James with Verna, man. Please don't even do that, because
Are
I
you
think,
saying Dan James is better than Timo
yeah,
Werner?
yeah, I'm saying that. So don't make that
I
comparison.
told you. I said if you had Jesse Lingard instead of Timo Werner, you guys would be holding out CL easy. I'm not lying about that. Actually, I'm genuinely not lying about that. I genuinely think that if Lingard it was in the Chelsea team.
Jesse Lingard is a better player technically than Timo Werner. That's all meme aside, all Lingardinho jokes
Not even.
aside.
I don't want a technical player to
Technically,
score goals.
no.
Clinical.
I don't even mean technically in terms of being able to dribble and combination passes. I mean technicality, that basic fundamentals that every player should have. Knowing how to control the ball, knowing how to shoot, knowing how to add strength to your shot, knowing how to place a shot. Timo Werner does not. Man, I don't know. Were those his highlights and performances in the Bundesliga? Were they like real or were they deep fakes?
They were Photoshop, man.
Were they deep
Photoshop.
fakes? Because
Photoshop.
No,
Man.
I think it just shows you how good Nangel's good of a man. That's why I know this is Chelsea, Chelsea Real Madrid, but obviously today's news of Nagelsmann officially being confirmed as Bayern coach in September. I generally think that Bayern under Nagelsmann are going to be a serious threat next season with him because, like I said, it just goes to show you Nagelsmann was there and he made it work. And now he goes to another team. He's been under two different managers now.
No, let me tell you something, all right? He's gonna last to the middle of the season, and Jupp Heynckes will be the coach for the remainder of the season. I
No,
guarantee
let's be
you.
real. Let's be real. I saw the goals Werner scored. There was a lot of space involved in them, and he had a
Right,
lot of time to
Jupp
think
Heynckes is
of
gonna be
what
the coach for
to
the
do when he
remainder of the
wants to score.
season. Don't be surprised if you see it next
The
season.
thing with the Bundesliga is that the space in that league is criminal, and you don't get that kind of time on the ball in any other league than that league. So I can't really judge his performances in that league. But yeah, to the Chelsea game, man, just take it with whatever it is. If Mendy can have a masterclass at Stamford Bridge and keep a clean sheet, we're through. But with Benzema there, is it really likely? That's the thing.
that's the tricky thing. Because trust me, I will be 100% in support of us shutting up shop and trying to get the 0-0, possibly use a counter and get a 1-0, go through on away goals or 1-0. But the problem is once the game becomes, if the second leg is 1-1 in the minute that it was 1-1 in this leg, Chelsea are in dangerous territory. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. If by the 40th minute or the 35th minute, whatever minute it became 1-1 in this first leg, it's 1-1 in that second leg, we are in Wahala. Serious problem. Serious problem.
No,
No,
but for me,
Benzema goal was just
marvelous. But for me, I believe Kovacic will be back as well for Chelsea.
No,
that's like
no.
He'll be back, yeah.
But how fit will he be?
No, Tuchel already said it that he's gonna be fit.
No,
for
but
the
I want to
game.
ask you a question, Muntaha, because today, if you watch this game, we had Kante who was exceptional, and Jorginho, I don't think was. Even Jorginho was not bad at all. Jorginho was
No, I said it.
not as
I
good,
said
but
it. Sam, I said it. Like Jorginho, people was like Chelsea fans were criticizing him. Oh, he might be slow, but his positioning was really good. Okay, he didn't do that much attackingly. I understand that, like in terms of the pure Jorginho we saw from from the Napoli days and all those things. He didn't do that kind of stuff, what he's used to. But still, I think the defensive performance was really good from Jorginho. And what I believe is that the other centre back, Christensen, was okay. I mean, I won't give Christensen that much credit. Thiago Silva was good. Rudiger was amazing. And then you have so Chilwell was defensively solid as well. So for me, I think this was a really great game from Chelsea. The disappointment coming is from us. It's not from Chelsea, to be honest. And now we have to tackle Chelsea. We cannot afford to give Chelsea that much of space. We have to be compact now. We cannot be that open. We cannot play that open playing style now against Chelsea, because if you lose the ball, we are in the big trouble. So like in the first half, you saw that, right? Whenever we are losing the ball, Chelsea is running, man, making sure that they're bypassing our midfield, running through us. And I believe Casemiro's performance was not even that great. Casemiro was like one of the biggest blunders, and same goes for Nacho. Nacho, how you cannot track that run? How you cannot track the run of Pulisic? That's insane, man. I mean, we are playing like a pretty much mid block. Sorry, kind of high line, not exactly a high line, and you can see the ball from Rudiger, man. What a ball, by the way. How you should have gone with him. How you give him that much time to come to move the ball on his feet, on his strong feet, and then take a shot? Nah, that was an extreme, like Nacho's mistake, 100%. So for me, what I see from Chelsea is that Chelsea's confidence might be really high for the second leg,
But that's
and
the
you have
thing, though. Kovacic, I don't think he can really get a place in this team, really, because
He can, he
where would
can,
he
he can.
play? Then
No,
who will he
no.
replace?
The problem is he doesn't need to start him against Madrid in the
Okay,
first leg.
okay.
Just bring him on in the second leg. Bring him on.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I
He
was
doesn't
just
need to
thinking
start.
about
Are we?
starting.
Go ahead.
Can I just? Are we starting to say? Are we starting to believe that Chelsea can win this Champions League? Because I have been saying several times in the show that I do think Chelsea are favourites. But are we saying that like?
I said in the beginning of the season, I think they're
Yeah.
gonna win it, bro.
No, Corey, you didn't say that. You said we'd go far. You didn't say would
Yeah, I
win.
said they'll go far, but right now I'm changing it. I think they're gonna meet City and they're gonna win it.
Nah,
This
man.
is my
I
honest
So
can't.
we.
This
opinion.
Madrid
So
match, as good as it was, the clinical edge that Madrid had, because as bad as they were, they had a guy called Benzema who put the ball in the net.
that is true, Sam. But then you had a brick called Werner up front and still outplayed these guys. You know, if you can outplay a guy who you're playing with the 10 men because one guy can't basically score from an open chance. So if you can still outplay Madrid team relatively without a centre forward, you know, then let alone what you can.
No. But I mean, Red
I'm,
Devil.
not,
If you
I'm doing that in like
no,
a gross sense, you know. But anyway,
no,
so
no,
go on.
I know that. But like I said that, I said that. I don't know when I said that. I think before this. I mean, the pre-match analysis of the live hangout. For me, if you guys play with the striker, that's good for us with
Mhm.
proper number 9, like Giroud and all these guys. But if you play your dynamic trio, which is Pulisic and these guys, Mount and all these guys, Werner, even let's be honest, okay, Werner is a big chance. I agree, but he was so dynamic that we have to put some extra defensive work on the counters, bro. We couldn't able to stop your
Yeah.
counters, man.
Yeah.
Top of the Kante's passing and penetration from the midfield was amazing. So
Yeah.
what just we learn is that when Chelsea plays dynamic trio, and on top of that you have such a dynamic midfielder like Kante who can give you attacking as well as defensive contributions. So man, I think so we should play with the narrow formation. Go with the 4-3-3 for the second leg. We cannot give Chelsea that much space on counters. Bro, we played like a Dortmund, to be honest, today. We played like a Dortmund, which I hate.
Which teams have actually beaten Chelsea since Tuchel has come in?
Only
Can't remember.
I think
Bro.
Southampton beat them.
West
Porto.
Brom.
Porto beat
We drew
Porto.
Southampton. We
West
drew
Brom.
Southampton. West Brom.
No, it was West Brom and Porto.
West Brom. Okay, the Porto one didn't count because it was two leg. Yeah, so
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
down has to look at is like West Brom game. I know they're down to
Yeah.
10
But
men.
Monta, you know Dortmund
so
would borrow this
Red
league.
Devil, you're from the Samuel Agando school of thought that Zinedine Zidane needs to look at the West Brom game.
He needs to look at the West Brom game and see what
When did I
exactly
say
went wrong.
that?
I'm saying that to mess with you, Samuel.
But
I mean-
about the defenders though, like Madrid defenders, how was this guy Varane?
By the way, did you saw Varane? Varane was amazing on highlight in the second
Yeah.
half, man. Did you
That
saw,
was
man?
good.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah, so-
can I
so
may I
that-
just
that was-
ask, let me just ask
yeah,
a
go ahead.
question really quickly. We play Arsenal this weekend, if I'm not mistaken.
No, Fulham.
Fulham. Okay,
It's Fulham
okay,
and then
Fulham.
Arsenal next week.
Fulham. Sorry. Will any Chelsea supporters in this chat be willing to play a weekend side against Fulham, possibly a midfield anchored by Billy Gilmore, and risk us losing that game if it meant that we fielded a fully strength side against Real Madrid in the return leg and we won that game?
100%. This is
Really?
when you make
But
something
that's the
like
thing. That's the
You
thing.
don't have
That means
top
we
fours-
lose pace off top four.
Yeah,
And it means that
Fulham-
we're putting
but-
all of our eggs into the Champions League
and
basket.
Fulham are really in a fighting relegation thing now.
So they're gonna be
they're
up
not
for
going
it.
to be like they're going to be up for it. So any weakness, and they're not like, to be
So
honest, they're
I
not
say that
against
to say
Arsenal.
that question was twofold, and Red Devil sort of explored the second part before I got there. Given that Fulham are going to be up for it, I'm not saying rest players. I'm saying a lot of those tackles that they would have gone into 50%, they're going to go into it 100%. So I personally do not want to see Pulisic starting against Fulham. I somewhat don't want to see Conte starting against Fulham. I will risk Billy Gilmore and
Even
Jorginho.
Mount shouldn't start. Mount
I
is
don't even
looking, they're
no no I don't
overplaying him.
I don't even want to see Mount against Fulham because that's the type of game where a player can get injured right when you need him the most. And that's why I asked that question, to be fair.
The thing is that this Champions League right now, I think this club has to do everything to get to the final because when you get to the final, it's 50-50. Anyone can really win that final. So
But you know
I
what,
don't think Fulham
Sam,
should be the
Sam. Yeah, I know
yeah.
you guys are taking away goal, but I think this is my thing. Now I think so we have advantage now because
Hmm.
we are playing at Stamford Bridge now. So I mean Chelsea's playing at home. So for us is like we don't have to that much worried of, away goals thingy now.
That's exactly what I was saying.
That's
One
that's
one
gone actually from us
one
now.
But
one
you know
is
the
too
thing, it's like a
low for
chess
you
game. No,
to
Yeah, true.
build
but
an
you have to
away
look at
goal.
it as a chess game because you can also say that if you guys have to come out because if the game ends 0-0, we go through.
No,
You understand? On away goals.
Sam, but we don't have to rush at least for the first half at least. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
say
yeah.
that. Yeah. Because
But
we are not in that situation of what do you call it? Time. Okay, I know time might be run out, but what I'm trying to tell you is that now actually the ball is in our court now. Because how we should go for setup, and especially I believe we should go for now defensive setup because now we should because what I saw right, Chelsea when we were sitting deep right the first 10 minutes of second half, Chelsea was struggling to break us because I can understand your point of view and Chelsea's point or Chelsea's fans' point of view when it comes to deep block teams, and now I can see that okay, where are their flaws? Okay, so which player we were missing on the counter attacks, right? If we play like that, so I think so. I think we learned a great lesson from this thing, and we shouldn't have taken given that much chances on Chelsea, especially in the first half. So yeah, so I'll say thanks to Timo Werner. In a sense, I'll say thanks.
what
Yeah.
did people think about this guy to Aspilicueta playing as a wing back? Because for me, I didn't like it at all.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for reminding me. What do you think in the second half?
Let me tell
Second
you
leg?
something.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Muntaha.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
From a
Go ahead.
rival fan, from a rival supporter, just to you,
Mm-hmm.
if Vinicius was more decisive, not even clinical, decisive in the sense that after he dribbles, he knows to make a pass. He knows to go in combination for a 1-2. He knows to maybe make a dummy run and lay off the ball to Benzema. If he was a little like if he was just an inch more decisive today,
Marvelous.
he
Marvelous
would have
describing Hazard, bro.
exploited he would have exploited Aspie
Marvelous. Marvelous.
because
You know what the problem is?
he was getting around Aspie not even with full on dribbles with body feints. And I'm not saying body feints where he would stop and then feint.
But I think the
He
marvelous
would
Vinicius is
literally
not that
be
good of a
backed.
player. Let's be
He
honest,
no no
man.
no.
So,
But listen,
yeah.
that's the point I'm making. He would literally be backed into Aspie, and he would do the most little awful body feint, and Aspie would overcompensate for it because of speed and fall for it, and he would run around Aspie. But then he never knew what to do when he got into those positions. And that could have been something that you guys could have found so much joy in. And my a bit of my fear is that Zidane, knowing how tactically aware he is, he's probably made note of that. And in practice for the next week, so let's say if they practice 3 times in the next week, they will probably work on that scenario that
Mhm.
Vinicius was in so many times that no matter how bad Vinicius is, come the second leg, if he attempts it 10 times, he will get it right once. And that once that he makes the decisive, correct decision in that position is where they may punish Chelsea because now those away goals count for more.
No,
There's
I
there,
understand. I
there, was,
understand.
there
True.
was a perfect point where he ran in behind Aspie, he turned Aspie, and all he had to do was run into the box, give a 1-2 with Benzema, and he would have had a perfect chance to attempt to curl the ball into the far post. But what he did was that he passed the ball into Benzema and then he just stopped running. And
Mm.
obviously that's because he's young, but some things you have to just have it at a certain level. But I just feel like Zizou's gonna work on that at training, and he's not gonna make the same mistakes. And if we start Aspie in this position that we did, second leg, you know what it reminded me of? In semifinal in 2014 when Mourinho put Aspilicueta on the right wing. Does anyone
Oh,
remember
against
that?
Atletico.
Against
Against
Atletico?
Atletico. Yeah.
That's what Tuchel's this call reminded me of.
I actually feel
It's
that that
so
call
odd.
cost us this game. It cost us
Yeah,
the
in a
draw.
way, in a way.
Because if you look at the corner even that they had, it was because it was that side as Piliqueta was, because in a way Christiansen too also had to compensate for him and really go towards him to help him out, because even Vinicius was really disturbing him there, and all he had to do was just run. And Aspilicueta tried his best, but his best is not enough to even get past Vinicius. So I think
No,
that part has to change.
but to be honest, you know what weakness I found from Chelsea, right? What Chelsea have to work, I believe, set pieces. Set pieces, Chelsea was extremely shaky. You know, when I see them, like there were some chances here and there. Remember the Benzema shot in the second half from the set piece, you know, and it was blocked by Kante. Remember that shot?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, that was also
Even
from
even
set
when we were
piece.
watching it, I was thinking of Zuma. Like maybe Zuma should be there because set pieces were really horrible. That's where
Yeah.
we looked the most vulnerable. Whenever it was a set piece, it was like the ball always went to a Madrid player.
So I know you guys need to work on set piece. Other than that, I think this is a perfect plan for Chelsea to carry on for the second leg. I don't think they have to tweak anything. Might be Reece James for Aspilicueta, might be.
But
But other
even
than
as
that,
good as Kante was, I do feel Kante that making that decisive pass that would lead to a goal. I feel he struggled a little bit because just like you said, he had those darting runs where it was just about giving it at the right time, the right weight, and in a way that's not really Kante's game.
but still, I mean, what like I saw from Kante is like absolutely world class performance, and I cannot even have an iota of doubt, man, how this guy is that good. Like for me, it's like actually I've always wished to see Kante playing that good in Champions League, which he performed for you guys. To be honest, you know, and if you watch the game against Barcelona, remember 2016 or 17, where you played the first leg at Stamford Bridge 1-1 when Messi equalized. Remember, and even in that game, well, Kante was amazing, man. Kante and Willian was amazing in that game. So for me, I mean, Chelsea have to take a lot of positive from this game. Aside from the missing chance and just final decision making in the final third of your especially when you guys on the counter attack, I don't think Chelsea have to pretty much work on any other thing. I think we have to work a lot now to defensively nullify Chelsea, but going with the mid block instead of playing open football. And
Yeah. But Red, what do you think about the game? You as a United fan, how did you see the game?
I mean, I'm worried. So because Chelsea actually played all right. And final CL etc. So like I guess I was surprised by how especially away from home how Chelsea really pressed and really went for Madrid, certainly in the first half. That did surprise me. And obviously Real Madrid really did struggle to deal with the counter attack that Chelsea were giving them. So that was certainly a thing. To be honest, I still think the first goal could have been prevented. There were at least 2 or 3 phases that were like, oh, come on. I mean, it's whereas, for example, the Benzema goal was just individual brilliance. That was just it. When I saw that in real time, Benzema goal, like, what can you? One of the most underrated players in for the Liga this season. I think Benzema really, truly has been has had one of his best seasons, to be honest, in the Real Madrid shop, my personal opinion. So I'm not really sure how Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid, as I think Matas alluded to, are going to have to probably. I mean, are they anticipating the likes of Ramos, Valverde, Atal are going to be fit for the second leg?
Oh yeah, 100%, yeah.
Right. Okay. So that obviously does change things. Obviously, I already said Chelsea Champions League favourites, reverse psychology. But on a serious note, I still would maybe give the advantage to him in a second because it's experience at the end of the day. And I've already been proved wrong this season already when, Real Madrid in their group stage were being bantered by, like, this is a team that lost 2 games to Shakhtar Donetsk in their group, and I think drew against Gladbach and so on. So, but when they needed to get a result, they found it somehow. And that's the spirit in this Real Madrid team. They've got the experience in that. So I don't think as Chelsea fans, you can definitively rule out Real Madrid. And I think as Chelsea fans, it's a question of, like, as I think Marvelous was saying, do you rest players this weekend, potentially cede points to a Fulham side that need points, and potentially lose track on top 4? Because even if Chelsea do beat Real Madrid, there's still no guarantee that they're going to win the Champions League as well. And the top 4 race is looking really tight, So it's an interesting one, but I guess a good situation if to be in a Chelsea fan. But I think I was impressed by the Chelsea performance. I generally, to be honest, it's probably the best football I've seen Chelsea play under Tuchel. I didn't expect them to play that quick, that dynamic, that counter-attacking, because, to be honest, when they played against City, I didn't think that they were that great, even though they won 1-0. Most of their performances, yes, they've got clean sheets, but been kind of boring, grinder-out type of possessive performances with team where they're missing open goals. This was the first time I was like, oh, if Chelsea play like this, then actually I can watch Chelsea Football Club play. But yeah, those are my 2 cents.
Who was your man of the match, though?
Kante.
Oh, okay.
Me, Kante. I think Kante did a very good, if Kante wasn't playing that, I think Real Madrid probably would have edged that game. But I don't know. It's weird. I mean, like, you can't compare against the Champions League to the Premier League, but I haven't seen many of those performances by Kante in the Premier League this season. So maybe it was the occasion. I'm not saying Kante's been crap this season, but there've been at least a fair few games where I'm like, and most notably that West Brom game, where he was garbage, to be honest. Yeah, it's strange, but maybe it's the occasion. But yeah, Kante's my man of the match.
Yeah, man. That's the thing. I think with Kante is that he has such a high standard. Like, he's played at such a high level that whenever he drops it a little bit, people start looking at him and like, oh.
But Sam, like, one more question with regards to Kante for me, right?
Yeah.
Like I've watched Chelsea in Champions League, right? Especially like against good games and good teams, and like, okay, they were not being that far in Champions League since Kante's arrival in Chelsea. But for me, when I see Kante this game, I think this is his best game in Champions League so far in his career, because the way he played for the 90 minutes, 94, 93 minutes, it's just amazing, man, to watch him, bro. Because I haven't seen Kante doing this good, right? I mean, so defensively solid. There's no even argument with that. Attackingly as well, being solid. So this complete performance from Kante, I think so I've seen first time in the big stage in Champions League. You know what I mean?
Actually, I understand what you mean. And that's another thing is that Champions League, Chelsea has been really crap in the Champions League. So he stepped up for sure. The only thing is that
Sam, just which person continue? Do you genuinely think that Chelsea can win this Champions League?
That's the thing. I can't I think we have the squad to do it, but it really depends on who turns up. And that's one thing that I have against this team is that, quite right, today Pulisic turned up, and I think Mason Mount was okay. I saw some people were saying he was one of the best players. I felt he was really average. I'm not saying it was bad or anything, but it was really average. And Pulisic was good. Werner, we all know Werner. So that's the thing is that everyone is not on that high level, like, of consistency. And I feel to win the Champions League, everyone has to be on it. So the squad is good enough.
So as a ginger, like, can we officially say now that Kai Havertz is a flop? By the way, can we?
Yeah. Do you know the thing?
Say that now?
Blue Eyes. There's this guy here, Blue Eyes. He and I were saying the same thing, that Kai Havertz is the reason why Werner is still playing. Because if this guy was actually good, sometimes Werner would stay on the bench more. But the fact is that the other players around him are not as good. I feel bad for Giroud because I feel Giroud actually has played well to like at least get more games, but he's not because of his speed and all that. Tammy Abraham injury and all that, and people don't really rate him, and I don't think Tuchel really rates him like that. But
Mm.
But Havertz is the one that actually should be the main guy playing that
Mm.
number 9, and then Werner can interchange or come on off the bench,
Mm.
and even Ziyech. I think you should focus on Ziyech even more because Ziyech has
Mm.
been also very bang average. Quite right, he
Mm.
came up with some goals sometimes, but the consistency level is not there. Because if you look at this, is the example. If you look at a PSG,
Mm.
most of the times, especially in the Champions League, most of their players are given a 8 out of 10.
Mm.
Chelsea, you can't really say that. This second
Mm.
leg with Madrid, you could see some people give some stinkers. Like for me, it's going to be all about Mendy because I feel like Mendy can just show us some Czech traits because that's how Czech got us to the final. If he
Mm.
can do
I love
something
you,
similar
P.
to Czech and keep a clean sheet, then we're in the final for sure.
Mm. Okay, no, that's
By the
fair.
way, Karim Benzema scored his 71st goal in Champions League.
Yeah, his level with Raul.
Yeah.
He's man, big Benz, man. This guy
I feel
just
bad for him. What did he do to Deschamps that he treated him like that? Because I would really have loved to see that guy get a World
he
Cup.
blackmailed. There was some blackmail thing or something like that.
No,
Right?
that's not Deschamps, bro. That's to the guy, man. What's his name?
Oh no, I
The
know it
goal.
wasn't to Deschamps. It was to
Yeah,
another
yeah.
player. So, but as
I
part of the
forgot his
French
name as
team.
well. Oh God.
Yeah,
Welbuena.
yeah.
The guy who got red card, remember? Against Chelsea. The last weekend game.
How did
Yeah.
he blackmail him?
No, he didn't do the blackman, bro. Okay, so the story was like that, right? So I just don't want to say blatantly like that in the live hangouts, but I'll just say that what happened is he has some of personal moments of Walburna with his wife or with his girlfriend, something like that. Okay, and someone was blackmailing him. You don't want to give me some funds or something like that, or I'll just release it.
Looking
On
up
the social
Eli's-
media.
Looking up the live's face where you said personal moments with his wife.
But
He
yeah,
actually
no,
switched his ear. It's like I'm not hearing it well enough.
that's blowing, man.
Abdullah, man, you look so frustrated, bro. Don't worry, man.
I am
You
pissed
feel
off
good, man.
now.
I feel sorry for
Timo
Abdullah
Werner,
because when
Timo
Werner
Werner is
did that,
one of the most worst player I've ever seen in my whole entire life since I've been watching football since 2003. It's that bad. It's worse. It's abysmal.
But Abdullah,
I
this
can't.
is semi-final
At
of
least he's
Champions League, man. Come on.
yeah, he's getting more game time
Muntaha,
over
Muntaha,
your German Sudan, though.
we abused Alvaro Morata and Fernando Torres of them not being clinical. Timo Werner is like worse.
No, but
Is that bad? My lord in heaven.
Abdullah, but you are making it look like it was open goal, man. Come on.
Muntaha, a recognized striker in number 9 who scored that goal Timo Werner missed. This is logic of football. I understand Thibaut Courtois is good 1v1. I get that. But Lewandowski will score that. Benzema will score. Alan will score.
I've seen
Abdullah, you
Lewandowski
see,
missing bigger chance than that. Not gonna lie.
Muta,
I
you know
get
the
that.
thing is
I
that
get that.
he missed a big chance against West Ham. We literally last
Exactly.
stream we were talking
missed
about this
it.
chance.
No,
Abdullah even got
the biggest,
him on
the,
this
the,
match.
the North Macedonia miss was the worst
Muntaha,
one.
listen
Yeah.
to me, Muntaha. I'm going to talk the way you talk, bro. Type on YouTube Timo Werner miss against West Ham, bro.
I know he missed
Bro,
it,
it's ridiculous, bro.
And that's the thing. Even we were watching Abdullah got demonetized because we had to see that goal again, the miss. And he does exactly the same thing. And I know Courtois is a great goalkeeper, but it just like the game would have been so good at 2-1. Not that we're guaranteed that we would go through, because for sure Madrid can score 2 goals at home.
But this is the beauty about the Champions League, man. Now you
Yeah,
have
it's
to do it in
true.
the second leg too. That's
Yes,
why I was saying
exactly.
how much credit I should give to Bayern Munich for last season Champions League. Just one leg, just one flipping leg.
Exactly. True.
Like
True.
for me that, and even to PSG as well, huh? Because okay, PSG face like they beat like Atalanta and all these teams and Leipzig in the first leg in one off. But how much credit we should give them, because look how difficult it is the 2 leg, man. You cannot compare 2 leg with 1 leg. People like I'm hearing that last season HS was saying no, 1 leg is more difficult. Bro, no way. Bro, 2 leg is the most difficult thing about this Champions League, man. Because that's the beauty, man. You beat us at our home, and then go and beat we'll come and beat you at your place. So it's like that, man. So it's like I don't think so. Like 1 leg even come close to a two-leg man.
No, you can't
And
compare it. You can't
yeah,
compare.
yeah. So
Because it's basically
Munta,
halftime right now.
imagine we
Why
do
would
that.
if Hazard scores the winning goal, if Eden Hazard scores the winning goal in Chelsea in Stamford Bridge and gets
Red
it,
Devil, Red Devil.
you know,
See,
if
I'm
he
never.
does that, if
Listen,
he
see,
if that, hey, Abdullah, no, like if that does happens,
that's
like
not
firstly,
happening,
you have
bro.
to ban me from your
it's
channel.
not
That's
gonna
number
happen.
one. And
See.
two, I'm gonna have to order HH to make part 2 of his Zard documentary. That's it. I mean, he needs to make part 2 of that Zard documentary if Zard turns up and scores at Stamford Bridge.
What
Ban
did
me
you
from
think
your
about him
channel.
today,
I
though?
want.
What did you think about him today?
I mean, he looks like a guy who's just come back from injury. He wasn't
True, true.
awful, but he's clearly come back from injury.
Yeah,
So
it's really out
if
of
he can
form.
get a few games, if he can get a few games up, but like I said, depending on the circumstances, he might just need that one assist, that one goal. Whatever he does, if he's the reason why you guys get knocked out,
Timo, guys, look at
Abdullah,
what
don't invite me back on, man.
look at what Tuchel said about Timo Werner, and then, I don't know if I should rant about it or I'll just shake my head.
No,
It
no.
missed a big
Talk about it. Talk
chance
about it.
about West Ham. It missed a big chance. This is nothing to cry about. This is the best thing about sport. Nobody cares about tomorrow. He's maybe angry. Tomorrow he has a free day, and then day after he needs to get his chin up, and we will never stop pushing or believing. I have the feeling everybody accepts the situation like this. I do not, Mr. Tuchel. I do not accept these stupid feelings. A professional player like Timo Werner needs to understand football. Chelsea Football Club is an impatient club. If they don't deliver, the door is open. You're getting out of the club. I don't
Abdullah,
understand this feeling of
this is what Red talked about that I actually have to say too is that we have to talk about Havertz and Ziyech not performing well because they're the ones that are giving this guy starting spot. These guys need to perform better. They have to be more consistent because
Yeah,
Havertz has one great game and then he has three average games.
yeah.
That doesn't work.
I'm still surprised that this guy. I'm not yet. People say yeah, it's his first season, but if this was any other player, the guy cost you 71 million pounds, and that's not including the add-ons that come to 100 million. I get the slander that Timo Werner does, but he didn't cost nowhere near as much, and at least has contributed somewhat to Chelsea's campaign, a few assists.
But Red
and
Devil,
that.
this is what I'm gonna
You've
tell
got
you.
a 100 million player
Mhm.
who, at the very least, should be in your like. I guess what I'm saying is like, can you name me a player that's cost an excess, even this season? Okay, let's say 60 million, let's say 50, 60 million for any team across Europe. That's a bench warmer. Give me examples of 60 million signings that this season that are bench warmers.
There's none. There's
none.
literally none.
There's literally none aside from Kai Havertz. But yeah, it's like, oh yeah, we'll see. Oh, he's fine. Oh, he's okay. He's a good player. I don't get that from Chelsea fans. I don't like.
But Red Devil, I have a reporter to that because
Okay.
the reporter is I get what you are saying, but I can put my money on something that I am 100% sure of. Those chances we have been given winner, and that if those chances fall to Kai Havertz, is scoring those goals. I don't care if everybody doesn't rate him. If Kai Havertz see those chances, he is scoring because that's how clinical he is as a player. Timo Werner is not all Timo Werner has is movement and pace. That's it. It's not someone that can even put my money or trust to score the goal.
What
Those
You know,
chances he's seeing,
you know the funny
I haven't
thing
seen
is
those chances he's scoring.
in the appearances he's had for Chelsea, what actually has Kai Havertz done?
he's
Really,
been hot and cold. He's been
It's
seriously
been
hot
on
and
and
cold.
off. I get that. I
Most
completely get that.
performance
I am
is
he's not
against
not,
consistent.
I'm not hiding in terms of being hot and cold. I'm not hiding. But look at it. If those chances they've been given to Timo Werner, giving it to Kai
Abdullah,
Havertz, he's scoring.
if they've been given to Christian Benteke, he'd have scored those chances as well, man. You know, so like it's like
That
yeah, of
doesn't
course,
make
if they
Havertz
give,
better. That doesn't
you
make
know,
Havertz better in
it
any
does
way.
exactly. That's my
Mhm.
point. Like you could give them to freaking, I'm borderline saying even Phil Jones as up there, Maya, because he scored a few goals for United, some good ones.
Hazard is the best
So,
one. Hazard has been in McDonald's for like 2 years. So man, easy on him.
yeah,
Injury. You
I
can't
mean
call
this.
Hazard the bench
I mean,
for a
I mean
performance.
this season. Sorry, I don't mean last season. Sorry, but I mean this season in terms of
I know the
signing.
funny thing. If Chelsea get to the final, we'll have to pay those add-ons on top of Kai Havertz fee because that's where the add-ons go for, like Champions League semis, Champions
Wow.
League finals. So yeah, I'm sure.
Well,
I'm just happy about something. I'm happy about something. Igolo Kante. He has been underrated. People doesn't rate him that high. People say he's better than Casemiro, but today's match, Montara have to be truthful. Casemiro was abysmal today. It was bad. It was that bad. It was bad. It was that bad. No. We have to be factual about something. People have been calling him the best defender in world football, defensive midfield in world football. But Golo Kante showed him who is the boss today. Man, I'm just happy we got a player of Conte's caliber, man. I have to put some respect on his name.
The
We
thing with
gotta do that.
Kante, actually, I don't feel people think he's bad. I just think he's played on such a high level and he's been so consistent with France and Chelsea and even Leicester
I
that
think
people like
I think the
whenever
issue
he goes is they
Mhm.
I think
think
the issue was actually knowing where Kante's position was and what his role in the team was in that midfield was the problem. Because during borderline Lampard and even Sarri, it was almost like he was playing like a cam at times in his positions. He was going
Mhm.
for contributing, assisting, scoring goals.
Mhm.
And they're like, is that what his position is, or is he a DM, or is
It's
he
a
a,
box.
or is
No,
he
it's
a
a box to box.
central
It's
mid,
a
or is
box
it
to
no,
box?
box.
no.
What like
The
what?
thing,
So
what Lampard did was Lampard played him as a lone DM in the 4-3-3,
mm.
Mhm.
and it worked
yes,
sometimes, but sometimes it was
Tim
horrible.
didn't. Yeah, so that's why I feel the thing with Kansas is that I think over subsequent managers, it's been his position in the Chelsea team. It's just not been, at least for me anyway, it's not been really clear exactly what exactly his role was.
It's a boss to boss.
Um,
It's a boss to boss. It's a
so
boss
that
to.
Is that his role being as opposed to
Yeah.
being a
No, it's a
defensive
box to boss
midfielder?
midfielder. It's not.
The
It's not.
thing
It's
with
not. It's not a DM. It's a box to
when
boss.
Tuchel came and they asked him exactly the same question, and Tuchel said that he feels Kante cannot play as a lone, that he plays as a double six. So that's
Yeah,
basically what he does with him here.
fine.
Like today he played with Jorginho in the double six.
Yeah, so,
Sometimes
so
he plays
he
with
needs to play.
Kovacic.
He needs to. See, basically, he needs to play in a double pivot, but he's the
Yeah,
most advanced
exactly.
Mhm.
double pivot. Like if he
Yeah,
played
exactly.
with Pogba or something. So yeah, that's fine. I think that's what I'm saying. I think that's the thing with Kante. It's not some. No one's saying Kante's a bad player. I think it's just that it's not. It was never
No,
really.
people doesn't rate him that high the way they rate
Mm,
Casemiro
yeah,
and other players. But I
yeah.
think it should be like I told you. Remember, Muta, I said this thing. I said it on my stream. I said it. The only thing missing in Golo Kante's credentials is the UCL. If Golo Kante wins the UCL, we have to have a massive conversation of Golo Kante's career as a footballer. Yeah, we have to have a conversation about him. People doesn't that conversation hasn't been spoken yet because
Oh
he hasn't
yeah,
won the UCL.
That's
If
true.
Ugolo Kante wins that UCL, we have to have a massive conversation of
yeah.
Ugolo Kante.
World
World
Cup,
Cup,
Champions League,
Champions League, Premier League back to back.
Premier League with and not even that back to back with Leicester City, obviously Leicester City and
Exactly.
Chelsea. That
He
makes
even
it
has a
different.
Europa League.
He does have a Europa League as well, doesn't he? Yes,
Exactly. Yes, Europa League.
won
Yeah.
all trophies in football aside from the FA Cup, which might change if you guys beat Leicester City in the final.
Exactly. So Kante is because Red Devil, people doesn't rate Kante more the way they rate Casemiro, Fabinho, defensive midfield. They
I mean,
don't put him on.
Casemiro has 4 Champions Leagues, so like
I know, I understand. But at the
he's
level
already.
in which people put Casemiro highly, they don't rate Kante that much. But if Kante win that UCL, we have to have it has to be have a different conversation about
No,
him.
I think if you asked, okay, the top 10 midfielders in Europe right now, or just over the last 5 years, and you had to name them, I'm sure people would name Kante in the top 10.
Most doesn't rate him. Most doesn't put him there.
Actually, I don't think they would. I think they would even call people like Kimmich.
Exactly.
I think they
Yes.
call
Kimmich is a bit weird because you know where his position is sometimes, like whether he's but
right back or a midfielder though. Yeah.
yeah. But even then, okay, fine. You've got Kimmich, so there's still if over the last 5 years or so, you have to still put Kante
Yeah.
there. So.
Mhm.
That's why I said Benzema was robbed. Because if Benzema got that World Cup, his career would be totally complete.
Exactly. But overall, I'm happy with the performance. Though. We just have the second leg. We just have to like be clinical more and take our chances. So I'm not worried that much. I know because the players will turn up at the bridge. So I'm more confident going to the. I know it's a delicate situation having the 1-1. Yes, but I think overall at the bridge next week, if we can take our chances, we should be able to go through. For me. And I think the second leg should be like a final, like do or die match. We just have to take our chances and be very clean. Muta, so I think Ramos is back next week. Will you play Ramos and Varane or Ramos and Militao, or will you put Ramos on the bench? Because now Militao and Varane are playing very well. Who do you bench? You can't just despite that you can't just bench them and play Ramos in. I don't think it's kind of look good as a Madrid fans. Or what will you do? Muta, are you there? Or you muted?
Yeah, I don't think it's there. But even like you, would you play Werner? Because a lot of people are saying Werner has to play,
I won't play Werner. That's the fact. I would not play Timo Werner.
even for his counter attacks.
I won't play Timo Werner. I know I'm popular because Madrid will set up to play Timo Werner in the second leg. They will set up to play him because Ramos is playing next week. So Ramos will tell it, don't worry, I got Timo Werner. So I don't think what Tuchel needs to do is just surprise them with the lineup. Don't really play Timo Werner. Just change the formation a little bit. Then in the second half, when Madrid are kind of getting tired in the 60, 70 something, we bring on Timo Werner. Let him run. That's his job. Let him run. At least he can make an assist. Let him run. And I think Kovacic will also be
I'm
back next week
I'm
too. So
I'm very curious to see you know how you can find stats that show how many times a player sprinted a certain
mhm,
amount of yards or meters every game. I'm
mhm,
very curious to see how many times in the 90-minute match Timo
mhm.
Werner does 100-meter sprints or 50-meter sprints or 40-yard sprints. I'm very curious.
Hmm.
Anyway, the thing with at the end, I just feel the defense has to be so solid the second leg.
Guys, so I have to head off. I'll see you guys in a bit.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
This game is giving me 2009 vibes for some weird reason.
Yeah, man.
You
And
know you know what I'm talking about though, right?
Marvelous, why do you have to
mhm.
be a pessimist? It's
no,
okay.
still,
Have hope.
Iniesta,
Have hope. Have
Iniesta.
hope. Have hope. Have hope.
Damien Perez,
Marvelous.
Damien,
Are you a
Damien,
Chelsea fan?
Damien,
Samuel,
I'm
would you
mute.
play Werner?
Damien, I'm
Samuel, would you
mute.
play Werner? Would you play
What?
Werner in the second leg? Would you play Werner in the
Damien
second
the
leg?
I
goat.
play Werner. Jesus, I would die first before I play Werner. That's all I have to say.
Damien Perez, I'll mute your mic.
Okay, Abdullah, should we do some player ratings?
Let's do player rating. So
So
on the
what
scale
about
of one to
Mendy?
10,
Mendy,
when do you, I don't even think Mendy even touched the ball that much, except the
Yeah,
Benzema goal.
he didn't do anything.
Mendy,
6. That's what I give you. It wasn't
Christensen,
bad. It wasn't great.
Christensen,
I think 5.
Silva,
Silva was a 7. I'll give Silva a 7. Rudiger, I'll give him an 8. And I would say Jorginho, 7. Kante, 9. Chilwell gets a 7. Chilwell wasn't bad. Aspilicueta, I'll give him a 5.
okay, Mason Mount. How do you
Mason
rate
Mount, I'll give
Mason?
him a 6. For me, he was average.
That's not bad.
And Pulisic, a
What is it?
9. 9.
And Le Molina.
The Molina, 0. And that's my player ratings. And Tuchel, I'll give him a 6.
Samuel, player rating on the goalkeeper to the attack.
Mendy didn't have much to do today, so I mean, he conceded a goal. Not really his fault. So I'd say Mendy gets like a 6, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just a 6 penny. And onto defenders, Thiago Silva definitely gets a 7. Solid performance, not too good, not too bad, just his usual self. Solid.
Mm-hmm.
And just a leader he's meant to be. So 7, Thiago Silva. Rudiger, I would say 7.5. Like I said, solid performance. Um, you could tell he was hungry. That run he made is pretty cool. So 7.5 for Rudiger. Chilwell, this guy he's a shocking footballer, man. But hey, he floats the boat. So I'd say Chilwell is 6. 6, usually consistently a 6, maybe 6.5. I want to avoid Aspi, man. I want to avoid Aspi, to be honest. Jorginho, he didn't do
Wait,
much
why
in
do
this
you want
game,
to
did he?
avoid Aspi? Why do you want to avoid Aspi?
I just want to avoid Aspi, bro. So
Why?
Jorginho, nah, I'm trying to avoid Aspi, bro.
Just give him a 5. We know he was average. He was bang average.
Continue.
Yeah, Aspi was bang average, and he made me nervous with the way Vinicius was just running at him. That was scary. But Christensen did a good job, so I got to give Christensen a 7 again. for that performance. Good job.
What of Rudiger?
I said 7.5 for Rudiger. All those defenders, that
Mhm.
that three at the back, they did really well. So
Conte, what
7
of
Rudiger.
Conte?
Conte gets 8.5, close to 9, but it was just the end product. But this guy was just amazing. Like this guy was driving the ball through the midfield. He was doing crazy stuff, running up and down, high energy. So Conte, man of the match for me, and he gets an 8.5.
Conte's performance was so exceptional that everyone forgets that in the 4th or 5th minute, he played a back pass in our own 18-yard box straight to Benzema.
I don't remember that.
That's how good his performance was.
I don't know.
Montaha, you remember that? Does anyone remember?
Anyway,
Actually, I
yeah,
don't remember.
I don't remember it, to be honest.
That's how
His
good.
performance
That's how
is
good his performance was. Look up the highlight.
Yeah, his performance was exceptional from Conte. He always seems to perform in the UCL, much less so in the EPL, but in the UCL he pops up. And then Mason Mount.
No, give me
Look,
Jorginho.
Oh yeah, Jorginho. Jorginho, he didn't do nothing too special. 6.5, average, nothing too special. Good job from him. It's okay, solid performance. Mason Mount, you guys are disrespecting that guy. I think this guy did really well. He didn't do bang average. I think he did just above average. And he did good. And I think Mason deserves a 7 because from the start, he was bodying players and showed some passion. Not only did he do that, but he actually drove through the midfield in some instances. He drove and almost created that goal that Limo Lerner messed up. So
Even
there you go.
Fabregas said he was his man of the match. So I think I have to watch the game again because for me, I didn't really see
No,
what
Mason Mount. Mason Mount was just his usual self. Silky.
Yeah.
He did well. A solid performance. Mason Mount 7.5 out of 10. And who else? Limo Lerner. This guy gets a 1 times to the exponent of -10. This guy is abysmal. I don't ever see this guy wearing a blue shirt. I'm finished. I'm done. This guy has freaking 9 decimals behind that spot. That's what he gets out of 10. Useless player. Don't ever talk to me about Timo Werner.
Any other name apart from useless, please. I need to check a dictionary to say any other name apart from useless.
And then, dude, this guy's rating is 1 to the exponent of -10. Useless guy. 10. Anyway, Pulisic. American endorsement paid off today, man. Paid off. His finishing is really lethal. This guy hits the ball with power, and his form has been looking up, and it's positive. If he can keep it up and not get injured, that's a good thing. So Pulisic, 7.5 out of 10. Good performance from him. So yeah, that is my player rating.
Damien, player rating. Damien, are you there? He muted himself. Let me come to Marvelous.
Can I go? Oh, sorry.
Okay, go.
Okay, let me go before Marvelous.
Okay, go.
Okay, so Chelsea's player rating, right? Or
No, you do
okay.
both. You do both as a Madrid fan. You do yours too.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Abdullah, I gotta make a correction quick. Sorry. I forgot about Rudiger's amazing pass. I don't know why I forgot about it. That was an amazing pass. So for that reason, Rudiger gets an 8. Fine, you get it sentiment. So yeah.
No, go ahead. Okay, Montago.
Okay, so for me, I'm giving Rudiger 7.5. He's almost 8, but I believe in that defensive error he should have done better. Where
You mean the
Militao
goal?
The goal, yeah, the goal. So I'm
How?
giving
Because it was not the one that considered the corner kick. It was who considered the corner kick?
No. When he was going with the ball, right, on the Militao, I think so he should have done slightly better, but I think so that was
It was a bad defensive move from them because Madrid were so smart. They overloaded that back post, and for some reason, no one went to meet them there, and it just made it so easy for them to hit it back to Benzema.
Yeah. So I think that was a mistake from Rudiger and Christensen. So I'll give Rudiger 7.5. Other than that, I think it was phenomenal, amazing to watch as well. So yeah, 7.5 for me, Rudiger. Let's start with Mondi, the goalkeeper. I'll say standard 5 for me. I think so. Yeah, I'll give standard because I don't think so. He was that good, and he was not even tested that much with the long shots. Aside from the one, in the first half where Karim Benzema hit the bar, Yeah, but it was outside, so that doesn't hamper his ratings. I believe 5.5 is perfect for him this game. He didn't do it that much in this game. Then right back, Aspilicueta. I'll give him 6.5. Aspilicueta. Then you have Christensen. I'll give him 6. Rudiger 7.5, as I said. I'll give Chilwell. Defensively, he was good. So and even offensively sometimes he was doing bits and pieces here and there. So I'll give him 7 to Chilwell. Now let's talk about the midfield. So Jorginho, I'll give him standard 6. He wasn't that good. He wasn't that bad. So he was okay, decent, defensively as well. Now we move to Kante. I'll give him 8.5 to Kante. Then I don't have to even talk about Kante. Then Mount, I'll give him 6.5 to 7, something. I'll give him 6.5. 6.5 is perfect for him. Then we're moving to Pulisic. I think so. I'll give Pulisic 8. Yes, Pulisic deserves this game with 8. Then you have likes of this guy, man. What is his name? Timo Werner. I'll give him 4.5. Then should I give ratings for the subs as well? I'd like.
No, out of Kante, what do you give Kante?
I give 8.5 to Kante.
Oh, okay. Go to your players on the. Oh, do the sub first.
Madrid. Oh yeah, let me give to Madrid rating as well.
Okay.
Marcelo, yeah, for me, Marcelo 3, 2.5 actually, 2.5 for me. Marcelo.
Was it that bad?
Yeah,
It was bad.
Yeah, Marcelo was really bad, losing the ball.
He even get a yellow card.
Yeah, I mean,
He should
okay,
have
but
gotten a
like,
red for me. He should have gotten a red.
no, but for me, offensively, he didn't do anything aside from the cross, which went to the Casemiro, who made it really good out of him, and there was goal, right? I mean, aside from that, Marcelo was really
But
shit.
people said Benzema was offside before the goal. Do you agree with that? His
Who?
foot was a little bit offside. Benzema goal. His foot was a little bit off.
Bro, to be honest, I watched in 4K, bro, and I don't see that.
It wasn't. It was clear on.
It was clear on. Yeah, I knew it was
Yeah.
clear on. But they said the Spanish reporter was like it was offside. It was an inch offside.
Might be that Spanish reporter, might be from Catalonia.
How do you say offside in Spanish?
I don't know. I'm not a Spanish speaker, but my bad. But Sam lives in Spain, so Sam might be knowing that.
Nah, man. Sorry, I don't know offside.
Continue, Muntaha, continue.
Okay, so Marcelo is 2.5 to 3. Isn't that? Yeah, perfect. So that's Marcelo for me. Militao for me, straight 7.
Celeste football.
Continue.
So yeah, so Militao 7. Varane for me, it was amazing aside from the last 5 minutes because of the way our midfield was. Oh my ass, man. So I'll give Varane 6.5 to 7. 6.5. Let me give him that. Then you have likes of Carvajal. Did nothing in this game. 4.
But people were blaming Zidane for playing Carvajal instead of playing Odriozola because Carvajal wasn't fit enough to play.
No, I mean he was fit to be honest, but for me, I didn't saw anything coming from his side. Even defensively or attackingly. So he wasn't that good as well. So how much I gave? 3.5 to 4. Yeah, 3.5 to 4. Yeah, something like that. Now let's move to DM. Casemiro 5. Not that good.
5.
Sorry. Yeah. Then Cruz was like he was doing in second half. He was doing bits and pieces here and there. So I'll give him 6 for that. Yeah, 6 is decent. Modric 3. So I'm sorry, man. Modric, man, you were so. I mean, okay, second half you're dropping deep, and then somehow Casemiro was shielding you. But for me, you did nothing in this game. Missed passes here and there, trying to dribble unnecessarily, wasting the time, like not allowing the players to move in the right transition period, releasing the ball. Nothing from him. So 3.5 to Modric. Then you have likes of Vinicius, 4 or 4.5, something like that. For me, when it comes to Vinicius. And then you had who else? Who we had? Benzema. Benzema, I believe, easily 8. I think he was really good and best player for us.
You saw the chance he missed that hit the bar, right? That was an
Yeah.
amazing shot.
Yeah. So for me, I think the Benzema was second best player on the pitch for me. So after Kante. So I think so 8 for me, Benzema. And by the way, Courtois again, that save of Timo Werner 7.5 for me. So that's my rating.
Fair enough. So Muntaha, let me ask you this question.
Muntaha, if you would rate the managers, what would you give both?
Oh, managers, okay.
Yeah.
So Zidane, okay, so I'll start with Zidane. Definitely, I mean, he should have understand that our players, midfielders are not that young and doesn't have that much legs. So I blame him for that. This kind of at least he improved. He changed the setup in the second half, which is good. But still, you didn't win with 4-3-3. You still strict to the back three. So for me, I'll give him 5. And for Tuchel, I think so his formation was very good. And I don't think that Tuchel tactically did, you know what I mean? I mean, this Chelsea, I mean, he drilled the Chelsea team, but in game, you know what I mean? In game, tactically, he didn't do much compared to what I expect. So I'll give 7 to Tuchel, but he was good. So yes, 7 Tuchel, 5 Zidane.
So let me ask you this question, Mata. Ramos is back for next week. Do you drop Varane or Militao, or how do you do it?
Militao.
No. Definitely, I'll drop both. Militao was extremely good, man, this game, bro. You know what?
Militao wanted to break Pulisic's back.
Yeah.
Pause.
Mm-hmm. No, Militao is extremely aggressive player. You know what I mean? It's like, for me, like, I don't want to have a good boys, in my team. I want to have these, motherfuckers, who's just like a gangsters. You know what I mean? So that's what's good of Militao. So I like that kind of player. So who will be benched, right, for second leg? I think Nacho is going to. Yeah. So I think Nacho is going to definitely get benched, and Sergio Ramos will be in instead of Nacho. So back three would be, I believe, will be same if we are not playing back four, right? So back three will be same, and then Marcelo will be get benched and Mondi will replace him. Yeah.
I have a question before I give my ratings.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard this. I don't know this to be true because I don't watch every single Real Madrid game or every single Spanish national side game. But I've heard that in Sergio Ramos' career, he performs the worst in back threes. Is that true? Or is that just a myth?
No, that's nothing, to be honest, just true. I mean,
it's sure nothing. It's a myth. It's a myth?
Because actually, if you see, right, Spain and Real Madrid have hardly played back three. Hardly. And you know what? The most we played back three is the season. The formation we use back three is the season. And most of the time, Sergio Ramos is injured. So the season. So he hardly played, in the back three formation for but Spain or Real Madrid. Yeah. That's not true, bro. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
So go for your rating.
Edouard Mendy, I'll just give him a solid 7 because aside from the goal and him, receiving a few back passes and helping to alleviate pressure and him, catching corners and like looped crosses, he had like a relaxed day at the office. He could have just stood in goal drinking a cup of tea. And aside from when Benzema scored, he would not have been bothered. Christensen, listen, I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to fall in love with the way this man defends.
Marvelous. You know why people were shouting Aspilicueta?
He's a really good.
It was the reason Aspilicueta wasn't exposed that much today. It was the reason he wasn't exposed.
Yes.
And because people were saying Benicio Junior was going on Aspilicueta, but when you have Christensen there, it's not going anywhere.
Whatever Mourinho, because people forget that Christensen is still young. He's 25, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So whatever Mourinho and Conte saw in him when he was 17, 18, and they would always put him in the squad, whatever they saw, he's starting to, I would say, approach that potential. And I don't know if you guys remember against when Conte was here, he had this spell of like 10 games where he was incredible. He's in that groove again, and he's just a joy to watch as a defender. He never panics. I don't know, maybe it's even him being around Thiago Silva in training and in games, and that's rubbing off on him, but he's just a joy to watch as a defender. And he's quicker. He's deceivingly quick.
Marvelous. Sorry to interrupt you rudely, brother. But
go ahead.
Yeah, but I will never forgive Christensen. You know why?
Why?
Remember that round of 16 first leg against Barcelona, what he did.
Yes, of course. I don't forget these things.
Regardless,
he was the one that passed the ball to Iniesta. in
Yeah.
our 16-yard, in our 18-yard box,
Yeah,
and
bro.
Iniesta squared it to Messi
That game was so set up, bro, and I
for
wanted
Chelsea
Barca
to
to be.
win.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That game
William
was so set up,
William
man. Yeah,
looked like Ronaldinho in that game.
yeah, yeah. So for
But
me, I will never forgive. Even if Christensen pull out some surgery, I must think yours. I will never accept that, man. That guy, man. Bro.
that's because you
Sorry.
hate Barcelona.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. That's true. That's the reason. I
But
will never. I'll.
for me,
Yeah.
if
Mhm.
Christensen lives up to the potential that I believe he can become, that mistake that he made is water under the bridge for me. Um,
Okay.
Rudiger, ah, the guy, Christensen, I would give him an 8. I didn't give him a number. I would give Christensen an 8. Rudiger, I will give him a 7, but that's only because in certain instances he was overzealous and he was constantly being in positions where there would be two Real Madrid players against him, and
Yeah.
he was the one they were overloading against because he was being overzealous and chasing the ball because he's pacey. So sometimes he overcompensates with his pace and doesn't read the game as well as I think he should. But overall, I think he brought physicality and aggressiveness in the right time. Like in certain portions of the game where we really needed to be physical and clamp down, he was there. And that run that he had at the side of the pitch where he got fouled and he looked like he was injured. I don't know if he was cracked, but that
No,
run really that run
but that
really
was concoction, isn't it?
Yeah, that was
So
controversial.
yeah, people are saying like he was like because it was Audrey Zola who gave him the knee. Sorry, the elbow.
yeah.
Mhm.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, but to be honest, didn't you guys find this game was really aggressive? Sorry to cut you off,
Yeah,
Marvel.
Yeah,
it was.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was.
it was. And that's the thing. I was actually going to bring this up. See, in the first 25 minutes when we undoubtedly outplayed Madrid, it was passing, it was gentle, it was easy on the eye. But then once Real Madrid got that equalizer and they grew in confidence through Benzema's goal, they made it a slugfest. Casemiro started like putting in these tackles. They decided to get a lot more physical on a lot of our technical players. And
Hmm.
if you weren't there for the watch along, but if you ask the rest of the guys, at some point when we were doing the watch along, I said to them,
Hmm.
I said, wow, Real Madrid players, they really know how to foul. Yes or no, Abdullah?
Yeah, yeah,
They
he
they
did.
know how. I'm not saying that in a way to like sarcastic. I was actually saying it as a compliment. The way Real Madrid players foul, you know that they're experienced. They foul you in a way that it seems like an accident and it wasn't intentional, but you know that that's something they practice, like making professional fouls. They made it physical and they just grinded out the 1-1. And that's why I think this 1-1 suits them extremely well for the second leg. Give me a minute, guys. Let me answer my door.
No worries, bro. Take your time. So Abdullahi, man. So
Yeah. Mm. But
Wow.
okay,
overall, I'm happy though. I'm happy. Second leg, we're gonna be at
no, but
home.
I mean, Chelsea fans should be really celebrating now because this is a really big goal they got,
Mhm.
and I mean, I enjoyed it, man. Like as a Madrid fan, I was like, nah, disappointed. But when I see from a neutral perspective, this game was really good. You know what I mean? Top of
Mhm.
that, like I'll take the good point from us as well. When we were down, I
Mhm.
mean, thank God. Like for us, it's like we didn't give up. Like we never gave up. Like we need
Mhm.
that goal. We need that G. You know what?
So Muta,
Yeah,
let me ask
yeah.
you this question: where do you see
Okay.
If Chelsea eventually want to go to next week? Where do you see us putting Madrid to easily go to?
Okay, I'm back.
Oh,
Okay.
go ahead, Maulus.
So, yeah, they made it physical and they grinded out the 1-1. But back to my ratings.
Mhm.
Aspie, man, I, I'm tempted to give Aspie a 5, but because Vinicius could not take advantage
Mhm.
of being able to get past Aspie, I'll give Aspie a 6. Simply
Mm-hmm.
based on the fact that Real Madrid could not capitalize on exploiting him. So
Oh,
I'll
it's
give him a
reasonable. Yeah,
six, six
yeah,
and a
reasonable.
half, 6.5, because I would say that his experience maybe translated on the pitch in some way. That's just me giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Because, fun fact, he's the only Chelsea player in the squad that's played for Chelsea in the semifinal. Because he was in the Jose Mourinho 2014
2014,
semifinal.
yeah.
Yeah. So moving into midfield, Jorginho, I didn't see much of him to really be like, wow, he deserves a 7 or an 8. I think he played a quiet game. I think here's the thing. More specifically, I think he played a safe game, given that he was surrounded by the likes of Casemiro, Cruz, and Modric. I feel like he may have psychologically felt that any mistake, any instance of taking too long on the ball, these guys are like hired assassins. They'll really kill you. So I feel like he just played it safe and just stayed under the radar and did what he was supposed to do and just did a tidy job. So I'll give him a 6.5, 6.5. N'Golo Kante, a 9. At the very least, an 8.5.
Yeah,
This
that's what I give.
man
Exactly. Yeah.
played so good that no one in this hangout remembers that in the 4th minute, he made a back pass to Benzema in our own 18-yard box.
Yeah.
You remember that, Muntaha?
That was the only mistake. Yeah, he did. That's the only mistake.
That's how good he played that people don't even remember that he did that. And that was such a huge blunder. Aside from that, this performance reminded me of his performance against Liverpool in the UEFA Super Cup, where he was nutmegging players, dribbling.
Good shout.
You know how we have this whole thing of, oh, he knows how to win the ball. He knows how to, his standing tackle is exceptional. He never slides. He knows how to, his physicality, his speed, his footballing brain, his interception, his vision. And we all often say the only downside is that he lacks in the final pass and the dribbling. Every now and then, his dribbling comes out. Today, his dribbling.
Can I interview quickly?
Dribbling was exceptional. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. One thing, like I just realized, while watching this game, Kante was like a key. You know what? Key for you guys, right? If he is missing, I think so. Your midfield, your two deep lying midfielders. Let's say if it's Kovacic or Jorginho, both of them played, and your front three, which I consider like a mount even in the front three as well, right? So your front three and your midfield, two deep lying midfielders, there's no connection between them. You know what I mean? So Kante was such a great key to carry the ball from the deep line position
forward.
And connecting with your forwards, man. That was like a one-man job for me. I'm like amazed. Wow. For me, it's like wow.
You see, that's something I'm not gonna go too much into what I'm about to say, but it's something that I always bring up to Abdullah and the rest of the guys, and sometimes they dismiss it. Carrying the ball from midfield, and this is why I applaud Kovacic so much. Carrying the ball from defense to the offense, from our defenders to our attackers, should not be a one-person job.
Yep.
But Kovacic does it time and time again by himself, and that's why I applaud him so much. And today, in the absence of Kovacic, Kante did it by himself. If things were working the way they're supposed to, Jorginho should be capable of also doing that. Maybe not through his dribbling, like Blue Eye said earlier, but with his passing. But sometimes with Kovacic, once he has to make a pass that's more than 25 yards, he kind of struggles with it. But if it's a short pass, if it's 1-2s, he's really good. Anyway, Chilwell, listen, guys. Chilwell, in my eyes, he's like not even Houdini, because Houdini used to disappear. Chilwell would be like David Blaine. He knows how to like put like the red, the red or white cloth, the color of the cloth that magicians used to hide their trickery. Chilwell puts in the most average shifts in the Chelsea jersey, and it's almost like no one notices. Like what does Chilwell do when he gets to the byline? People say, oh, he has more pace than Alonso. The only benefit of having Chilwell instead of Alonso is that Chilwell is maybe a little bit more defensively solid, a little bit more defensively in place. But going forward, Chilwell really does not offer much. And it's almost as if like he's declined offensively from his Leicester days. It seems like when he was at Leicester, he offered more going forward. But maybe because this is his first season, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say he'll grow into the role. I hope. Um, so I've covered the five at the back and the two in the midfield. Mason Mount, I'll give him a 7. I think today his performance is actually going to be very underrated, but I think he did very well in helping to alleviate pressure and unlock Pulisic. So a lot of the runs, the mazy runs Pulisic was going on, I feel like Mason Mount facilitated that by either being the one to pass the ball to him or being the one to make a run that took away Casemiro from Pulisic and allowed Pulisic to be able to turn and run at the Real Madrid defense. So I'll give him a 7. I feel like maybe going forward he could have been a bit more impactful, but listen, the guy, he's young and he's young. He's young and he's coming up against experience. Yeah, chill out for the passion. What the passion? 100%.
Round up the
Yeah, the
I want to ask
ratings. I
Mutai.
got you
Yeah, I
right
want to
now.
ask Mutai a question. Okay,
He's
go.
young and he's coming up against
Mm-hmm.
experienced players.
Yeah.
Abdullah, your background is too noisy, bro.
Pulisic, a 9 out of 10, another 9 out of 10. If Conte did not get man of the match, I would have loved to see Pulisic get it. I mean, the dribbling, even like sometimes when Real Madrid did like try to do something, when we would win the ball back and it would get to Pulisic's feet, you could count on him maybe beating a player or two, getting his body in between himself and the ball, and getting fouled in an area that helped us relieve pressure. So Pulisic is another player that was on it. And that goal kind of gave me JJ Okocha against Oliver Kahn vibes. If you guys know the goal that I'm talking about, how
Yep.
the defenders were backed into the post and the goalie came out and he sort of like paused for a bit and then ran across the goalie and then shot it. It was very like reminiscent in a way of that. As for Timo Werner, I'm actually in somewhat of a good mood right now, so I'll just rest my case.
So let me ask Mutai now.
Yeah, bro.
If let's say Tuchel wins the FA Cup, Chelsea finishing maybe third or fourth, and he wins the UCL, is it the manager of the season or not?
I agree. Yeah, he is 100%. Once you win UCL, you're a manager of the season, bro. I don't care, man. Once you win UCL, bro. I mean, okay, you might bring up the case of Roberto Di Matteo from the past season, but okay, I understand that. That's like once in a lifetime. But what Tuchel is doing is
Samuel, do you know who that is?
sorry, bro.
No. I was like, because you said Roberto Di Matteo, so I was like, does Samuel know who that is? I'm just messing with you, Samuel. I know. I'm just messing with you. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, bro. So with regards to this, I think so. Yeah, of course, man. Whenever you win Champions League, you're the best manager in the world. There's not even an argument. So why not?
But
Yeah.
arguments could come that he only started the job at January. Why would he give him manager of the season when manager has been there for a very long time?
Sorry, Abdullah, I didn't get it.
The problem is the people who come out and say he started the job in January. Why would you give him the manager of the season when there was Pep, when there was other guys?
No. In the first place, where was Chelsea like prior to Tuchel's arrival? So it says
10th
everything.
position.
Yeah, so it says everything. So I don't have to even come up with. I don't say even in the wild dreams of Frank Lampard could have done this great job like what Tuchel is doing right now with Chelsea. So
Exactly.
of course, there's a gulf in quality when it comes to managers of Frank Lampard quality and Tuchel. So there's not even an argument with that. And
Listen,
and yeah,
under Lampard, we almost lost to a team named Krasnodar. 2 years of apprenticeship, man.
No, Lampard for me is like, look, man, I won't say he was shit, but I'll say man, he made Tuchel look like a generational manager. I'm not gonna lie. So it says like so what it says Lampard was not doing his job. He was not that good of a manager. Simple as that. You don't have to. It's not a rocket science. Okay, it's simple. You can see that. Like Tuchel was way better manager, million times better manager than Lampard. So
So
I don't know
Muta,
how we can make an
do we
argument
have,
of Lampard better.
do we need to have a conversation about N'Golo Kante if it wins the UCL this year, or we have to wait till the Hero finish before we have that conversation?
I'm like, look, man. Like for me, like I'm a kind of Champions League merchant as well. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And when I see Kante's career, right, like throughout his
Mm-hmm.
career, right, he did wonders in Premier League. He did wonder in the World Cup. For
Mm-hmm.
me, that's more than enough to solidify his position as like one of the best midfielder. Okay, but my point is, there was always a case lacking for Kante when it comes to Champions League,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yep.
if he does this, like I
Mm-hmm.
mean, this season, right? If he wins Champions League with Chelsea,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Conte is like one of the best midfielders of this generation, so we can't deny that 100%.
Where will you put him if we win the UCL
But
this year?
no, okay,
Okay.
look, as a midfielder, I believe there are other midfielders who are better in the by
In
trade as a midfielder.
boss
Like, you
to
know what I
boss
mean?
in his position, I mean.
No, no,
What do
okay,
you
okay. Look, man, I've like for me, I'm not a football purist. Okay, so you need to understand. I'm not that kind of person, who just loves to see skills and dribbling. No, I love to watch that, but I see other things at the same time. So I see combination of both. When I put together Kante, I think so he has surpassed ton of other midfielders of this generation. Let's say if he wins the Champions League, right, and by doing this performance, by giving these kind of performances, right, like let's say that he performed like this in the second leg as well,
Mm-hmm.
and he does even 50% of performance what he gave this today, he'll give in the Champions League final, and Chelsea wins. So easily I rate him above Thiago Alcantara. Anyways, I rate him above Thiago Alcantara. Then you
Wow.
have yeah, I rate him easily. For me, I don't rate that guy that highly. Anyways, so I'll rate him above likes of name me few midfielders from Premier League first.
Like there's Gundogan, there's Kevin De Bruyne, KDB, there's Nabil
I
Pogba.
think legacy wise, he'll be better than
Legacy wise.
Gundogan. Yeah, way better than Gundogan, legacy wise.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, he is better now, legacy wise. So there's not even argument. I think he's better than
I
legacy
don't
wise than
think I don't
KDB.
think that's a fair comparison though.
Yeah.
Comparing Conte to Gundogan and KDB, it's like they're running different races. You
No, I
know?
understand. Marvelous, marvelous. It's like you need to understand, right? When we say midfielder, I understand there's a different position. But what I see is that what's Kante's job is and what's Gundogan's job is and what's KDB jobs is, right? The main duties, right? Your responsibilities, right? And when I see how good you can do that, you can fulfill your responsibility, right? Let's say that, right? We cannot compare Kante with KDB because KDB is shadow striker, number nine, false nine, sorry, central attacking midfielder, who's completely different position. But what Kante does in his position is way better what KDB is doing in his position. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So on basis of that, I'll say Kante is above KDB. You know what I mean? It's not generally like let's say this right.
Yeah, I get your point in that
Yeah,
when you explain it like that. I agree. Go ahead.
yeah. Yeah, and now when you put Kante in, just like okay, I can compare Kante with Thiago Alcantara. He's way better than Thiago Alcantara, I believe. So that's not even an argument. I hope you guys won't mind. Then you
Mm-hmm.
have another midfielder, Gundogan. For me, Gundogan is a really good player, okay, but he has not shown up to the level of what Kante has shown up in his position. So definitely is not. I mean, Kante is better than Gundogan for me as a package, in his position, and I rate him higher as a midfielder. So now we left with which midfielders now? Now we are talking about Paul Pogba. Now we are getting serious now. Is he better than Paul Pogba? And if we see the Kante's
Yes,
contribution,
yes. Not better footballing wise, because I think Pogba might be a bet is or might be. I would say might, because I think Kante is capable of doing anything that a midfielder has to do really well on his
but
day.
marvelous. If you see right, for me, Pogba is heir of Luka Modric. You know what I mean? That skillful, technical, beautiful, like extremely, extremely high IQ footballer. There are very few footballers at the level of Pogba's IQ. You know what I mean? The footy IQ, the attacking, like like first touch control, beautiful to watch, man. So for me, if I see the purest side of this thing, right, I'm leaning with Pogba. Labile is like next level
See,
of
that's the
beauty
thing.
to watch.
Someone
You
in the
know,
comments, Abdullah, if you could bring up Bernard Boateng's comment. You see, saying that Conte is just a destroyer
is
is
unfair.
incredibly, yeah, unfair and
Yeah,
dismissive to every other ability that he has. His performance today, if everything he did today amounted to 100%, he maybe only played as a destroyer or only destroyed Real Madrid attacks for maybe 10% of the game, if that.
yeah, yeah.
There's a
No, no,
lot
no, no,
more
no,
to
no, no.
Conte's game.
Maulus,
And
allow
that's
me,
why,
allow me to
let
respond.
me just say this really quick. And
Yeah,
that's why looking back, I think what Sari was trying to do with Conte, had we given him time, would have been incredible. I feel like he would have brought out a another type of player that Conte has inside of him.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I agree. To be honest, when people says Kante is destroyer, when you use the term destroyer, especially in the midfield, it's generally related to the CDM. You know, solely CDM. Like you can, like for me, if you tell Casemiro is destroyer, I get that because Casemiro is about like everything about first defense, then let's see what, then secondary is attack. You know, when I compare Kante's profile, he's not that player. You know, he's just always like for him, attacking responsibility is more as well to his game. You know what I mean? And he offers more attackingly, way more, way more. So it's like for me, his box to box midfielder. For me, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Kante is like a number 8. I'll say that. For,
Wait,
yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Who is vote with your feet? Who are you talking about? Whose
Attacking technique is
defensive
good.
positioning is
Horrible. I would
championship
say English.
level?
Yeah.
Montad, do you agree with what this guy said?
Who? No, no, no.
Muntaha is chatting total rubbish. This guy is saying Kante is better than every midfielder in the world. Yeah, he is actually one. Like not every, but like most of them. Why not? Because when you're in Champions League semi-final and you're giving these kind of performances in such a bigger stage of the world football, club football. Okay, let's not shit about this. Is the biggest stage of the club football, right? Champions League,
I have a question.
and
Is
what
your
he's doing. So you're telling me he's not better than the most of the midfielders? I mean, get out now.
Oh
The
yeah, yeah.
guys, yeah.
Vote with your feet. I agree with you. Pogba's positioning, like defensive positioning, a lot of times is poor, and that's why I've made the argument that without Conte, if it's just Pogba and whoever else in that France midfield, they don't win the World Cup. You know,
Maulus, you know what? I completely
defensively,
disagree with you.
well,
Maulus, I completely disagree with you over there.
let me just ask you a question real quick, Mutaha, then we could actually talk about this. Is your chatting rubbish? You live in the UK, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Is your chatting rubbish something that people say casually in conversation in the UK?
yeah. It's like they disagree with you
Oh, they
when
did.
it
Oh,
comes to
that's
yeah,
like their way of saying okay. Because
yeah.
in the United States, if you
Mhm,
tell someone that you're chatting rubbish, that's like fighting words. Am I
mhm.
lying? Am I lying, Abdullah?
Nope. You saying that's
That's
not
not,
true.
yeah. Nobody just casually says you're chatting rubbish in the U.S. But I feel like UK, maybe you guys say it because
Yeah, we do.
when the guy said it, I was like, "You're chatting rubbish," huh? But then Munzaha was so calm in his like reaction to it. I was like, "Oh, that might be something that's normalized." Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
But no, Munzaha, I'm being serious when I say Pogba defensively. Trust me, you have to have someone covering for Pogba defensively.
But
He
bro, I
has
mean, no, let's be honest, bro. Marvelous. This is my thing, right? When I see Pogba as a midfielder, for me, he's like a cream of the crop. You know what I mean? He's
he's
cream of the crop.
attacking.
Yeah,
Him and
bro.
KDB. attacking, cream of the
No,
crop.
but for me, bro, you just put Pogba into a team where like the midfielders around about the Pogba, right? Let's say
Every
this, right?
every 16 of you watching this video right now, tuned into Abdullah's stream, drop a fucking like, man. Abdullah is the GOAT.
Like the vid, guys. Like
You
the vid.
guys
Like
need
the
to
vid.
treat him as such. Help
By the
Support
way,
him
your guy.
marvelous,
grow his
marvelous.
channel. Like,
Mhm.
share, and subscribe to
Guys,
Right.
support your
Abdullah's
boy on
channel.
Cash App, guy. 100% goes to
Marvelous,
me. Support me,
marvelous.
guys.
By the
Support
way,
us.
when it comes to Pogba, I'm extremely sensitive guy. I'm just saying, but for me, what
No,
that
no,
guy did in the World Cup and the way
Muntaha,
he,
Muntaha, one second, Muntaha.
bro,
These
bro,
people,
his like,
these people are
yeah,
taking Abdullah with the
mhm.
content crack. They're taking it for granted. Let me just say this one more time. There are 17 people watching this video, and there's only 11 likes. I'm talking to you that's hearing my voice right now that hasn't liked this video. Like the video. Because if you don't, when you look underneath your bed, when you close your bathroom door to shower, I'm going to be right there telling you to like the video. I'm not playing with you. Drop a like now.
Yeah, man, this is such a content crack. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So for me, marvelous when I see Pogba, right? The intelligence, man, like his brain is like way ahead of like other footballers. You know what I see? Bro, Pogba, okay, his might not be doing that good with United, okay, but when I see if he moves to another big club, bro, Pogba is genius in his own man. Like you need to see that, right? I cannot say same thing for other midfielders. Let's be honest, right? KDB, KDB is a cross span merchant. You know what? The way we played on the PS2, PS4, or PS5. You know, R2 plus the square. You know, that's KDB, long shot merchant for me. When KDB plays against the deep block opposition, look what happened. Chelsea swallowed him, bro. Chelsea swallowed him in FA Cup semi-final. Let's be honest, okay?
That's true. But
Yeah,
only because you said FIFA, for whatever
yeah.
reason, guys, for me, my long shot merchant, and if you guys haven't tried taking long shots with this player, you should, is Verratti. Verratti scores the most absurd outside the box shots for me in FIFA.
Mm, mhm.
Muntaha, go ahead. Muntaha, go ahead.
Yeah. So for me, Pogba is genius, right? So I like when you compare him with Kante, I can say okay, Kante also does his job way better than Pogba does. You know what? But you need to see like you need to emphasize a lot when it comes to purest point of view when it comes to Pogba. First touch, connection. Some of the long balls Pogba gives, crazy ass man, crazy. Some of the things what this guy does on the pitch. Sometimes, like man, if Pogba played in the right environment, in the right settings, yeah, I'm telling you of the club, this guy would be arguably the best midfielder in the world, man. For me, man, like I have emotional attachment with this guy, man. What he
Wait,
did
wait,
for the
wait,
France,
wait,
what?
wait, wait. Can I ask
Yeah,
a question? Why is
just
this even
just
a discussion? Because
just
isn't
let
this
me finish
obvious?
off. No, just let me finish off. Then
Okay,
you can,
yeah, go
brother.
on.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, what Pogba did for the biggest stage for France in the World Cup final, like I cannot deny the guy, man. Like for me, I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry, man. Kante is not better player as Pogba, man. Labille is next level, man. Like Labille is like the cream of the crop, man. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, yeah, but I thought that's common knowledge. Like, first of all, Pogba and Kante they do different. They have different roles in the midfield, so I wouldn't even compare them. But
No. We are actually not comparing in that direct way. We are saying that who does his job better in his own positioning, and then we rank the midfielders, you know, in that way. You understand?
okay, yeah, but if okay, for example, like Pogba would, like let's say Pogba would suit a more attacking team. I think Kante is better in a more defensive, solid team. Because
No, I disagree. I
I
disagree.
honestly think, fine, because like
No, can't take no, brother.
Kante
Can't
in the
take
attack
no,
is
can't take
not.
and play an attacking team as well. Can't take and play an attacking team as well.
Oh yeah, obviously
What
he
he
can bring
does,
up players,
he can.
but I mean, in the final third, his decisions and his passing
Listen,
is poor.
I'll be in your bathroom if you don't like the video. So you better like the video.
Yeah. People like the video and comment as well. Yeah, personally, I rate Pogba very, very highly. I think Pogba, I think Pogba is definitely way more talented. Not way more, but I think he's talented. He's more talented than KDB, in my opinion, because he's
Who?
Pogba. I think he's more talented than KDB.
Labio.
Oh yeah. No, of course. There's not even an argument, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Pogba is
But
way
I
more
think
talented than KDB.
people think that KDB is better, but nah, he's not. He's not. Trust me.
No, he is not.
Pogba just needs to leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
He-
No, bro, I'll give you a perfect example, right? KDB reminds me of like slightly Manchester
Gerrard.
City version of Lampard.
Like he's a Gerrard. He's a Gerrard.
No,
Steven
no, no, no,
Gerrard.
no, 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 no. KDB
Trust
doesn't
me,
have that
he
great.
is a
No, no, no,
younger
no,
Steven Gerrard.
no, no, no. KDB doesn't have that work rate, man. Defensive work rate to give like Gerrard, bro. Like for me, he's always like a Lampard. You know, when it comes to scoring goals, long range goals, and all those thingy. Whenever we're talking about KDB, it's about assist goals, assist goals. We're not talking about KDB like, oh, look at man how he beats the press. Look how he's dropping deep. Look at how he's taking 3-4 men with him. We'll never talk KDB like that. KDB, if you don't give him space, KDB is a useless player, man. I'm sorry.
He's useless.
Yeah, useless player.
I've seen it
Because,
against
bro,
Man United. When Man United put pressure on him, he crumbles. He crumbles.
Bro, KDB against United haven't done anything. Let's be honest, okay?
He crumbles.
I'm not look, man. KDB is a different kind of player. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
But the way people pretend as if KDB is like the best midfielder, central midfielder, he's not a central midfielder. He's number 10 or shadow striker kind of. That's his,
No.
like Griezmann.
I think the fact that he's able to put in some of these passes that I think currently in world football only him can play. Like there's certain passes KDB plays that it's just like wow. Like it's just breathtaking.
Marvelous.
And I think when people see those passes, they go, "Man, he has to be the best midfielder." I would applaud him as being the best playmaker in the world right now, but I wouldn't say midfielder overall.
Yeah, bro. For me, you know how I judge you as a midfielder, okay? Central midfielder. I'll be just stick to what central midfield. What's central midfield? What I see, okay? Central midfield number one is like you have to be defensively solid, sound at least, okay? When you're dropping deep, you can beat the press. Like there are 2-3 guys coming at you. Yeah. So you need to first beat the press. You have to be extremely technical, with the ball, okay, in the tight spaces. It's not just spamming cross, man. If it's spamming cross, then I can make argument for David Beckham, bro. If there's argument for KDB, wallahi, I can make argument for David Beckham, bro. Okay. My point is how good you are on the ball, especially tight spaces, and in the big games, big games when it really matters for your team, your club, your country, or whatever, right? And the biggest occasion, right? And when I see KDB playing for Man City in Premier League, that guy is absolutely phenomenal, okay? I'm not taking anything away from him. When I see him similarly in Champions League, right? Quarterfinals, semifinals, something like that. And he never reached semifinal. Okay, I mean, he reached and we beaten him, by the way, in 2016. That's not the point. The point is, I haven't seen World Cup.
World Cup.
Yeah, ton of big games, my friend. Bro, Pogba has delivered it on the biggest of biggest stages, okay? And Pogba is way more technically sound player than compared to KDB, man. I'm sorry, man. Pogba is better dribbler. His first touch is better. And I think his footy IQ is better. He understands the positioning and all. The only thing is what KDB has been surviving because of that great Man City midfield and the system. Right? Let's be honest. For me, KDB, if you see who's best midfielder right now in Man City, it's Gundogan. It's not KDB. It's Gundogan. Is the best midfielder for me for Man City, and stats speaks for it. By the way, this season as well.
Exactly.
So yeah. So for me, Pogba has been always superior player than KDB and all you guys. If you want to name anyone.
That's fair. Yeah. MK Dons, your thought on the match today. Going to next week. What are your thoughts as a fans? And talk about Limolena for me. For me, people may say we need to give him time. Chelsea is the impatient club. Limolena, if you are listening to me on my show, you need to get the heck out of Chelsea Football Club before it's too late. I am done. It's over. Get out of my flipping club. I do not want to see you put on that jersey next summer. Get the heck out of that club. That
Next
jersey
week,
need to be
not next summer.
that jersey need to be saved, kept, whatever you call it, for the legend of himself, the Drogba. You are disrespecting my legend in Drogba. You are abysmal, you are poor, you are shambolic. Get the heck out of my club, Limolena.
But Abdullahi, but you need to understand, right? His role is about just pace and power for Timo Werner, right? He's truly PNP. So you cannot expect him to
Power.
be as
Power.
his
Just
pace.
pace. This P.
No,
Just
and
P.
even power as well. I mean, he
Where's
used
the
so much
power?
strength. No,
Are you
he was using so much strength against Varane today. I saw him, and he was good.
Come on, man. It's
No,
just
but
pace.
but
You need
but no,
space. You need
no,
space.
but no.
If he has
Okay, I
got space,
understand the
he-
space. No. But bro, I understand the space thingy. But if you see Timo Werner in a grand scheme, he's just a pure example of pace and power. Timo Werner doesn't have anything aside from PNP. I believe that.
Monta, I
As a
am
player.
happy Nagelsmann
Yeah.
is the manager of Bayern Munich. Please, Nagelsmann, in the summer, Marina Ganatskia, I'm on my list, please. Please, Marina,
Yeah.
please. Bring 30 million or 20 million. Come and sign some Movena. Please, I'm begging you. Please. Please,
No,
I'm
but
begging.
Abdullah, Timo Werner could be a utility player as well if you guys want to use him.
No,
We
but
don't
Long
want
Monta,
run.
to.
the kind of player he is, he wants
There's
to be a starter.
Nagelsmann at Bayern Munich.
He wants
He
to
needs
be a
to go there
starter.
because that is the manager who trained him. He needs to go back to Bayern, please.
The
You asked
problem
me
is
about the game.
is more than
Yeah.
just the problem is more than
Um,
just the technical side of things. It's a psychology. He's
okay.
weak, man.
The game. It was a lovely performance, I think, especially the first 20 minutes. The first 20, 25 minutes, we should have been two. The only issue I have is we should have scored more than one goal.
Mm-hmm.
But we got the away goal at the end. Kante put up a big performance. It's lovely to see. Timo Werner. Listen, my thing with Timo Werner is you can stay at the club, and in my personal opinion, you can stay here. I'm sorry. I know he missed, but I wouldn't mind him staying at the club purely because he's an issue for defenses. No, yeah, the miss was bad. I have to be real, but I'd keep him at the club. Benzema showed why he's probably the best number 9 in the world right now. But yeah, it was especially the first half, I think it was a very entertaining game. But if you look at the overall game, it's a good result for Chelsea, but they may be thinking, should we have got more out of the game? But yeah, 1-1 is a good result.
Going to the second leg. So who has the edge?
Chelsea has the advantage, but it's anyone's game. It's anyone's game, especially with the boys that Real Madrid have coming back.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a big game. But Kovacic coming back is big as well. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And I still have faith in Hazard. Even as a Chelsea fan, Real Madrid fans, Hazard, there's still a baller in Hazard, man. Just give it time. Hopefully
I gave up, bro. I gave up. Honestly, I gave up on Hazard.
No. There's still a footballer there. From what I just saw, there's still some football left in him. But it was a good result.
Josh.
No, let me just say this because what you just said. I say to every Real Madrid fan, and I say this all the time, when they say Eden Hazard has flopped and he's overweight and he gets injured too much, you know what I always say? I always say this. I agree. 100% he has flopped. 100% his weight has been a yo-yo, up and down and up and down. 100% he's had an injury crisis. And he hasn't looked his best. But you know what I always say to them, Abdullahi? I tell them, if you don't want him, we'll take him back. And you know what they always say?
For real.
You know what they always say? They always say, no. We'll give him another chance. We'll give him one more season. There's a reason why.
Yes.
Real Madrid fans know that deep down, they know the caliber of a player that he is. And like the saying goes, or I can't remember how the saying goes. It's a thing about class is permanent. How does that go? Class is permanent.
Performance temporary.
Yeah. That. Thank you guys. I forgot
Thank you.
Josh, overall match today, your overall thought today, and going to the next week match, do Chelsea really have an advantage? And what will you advise Thomas Tuchel to do next week? Go all out or go defensive?
Wait, pull up
Mm,
Jack's comment about Rudiger. Please, God. This is actually funny. See what I meant by trolling and then
Where's the Rudiger? Which one?
being a bully?
Which
See,
one? Which one?
today he's trolling in the right way. I actually find this funny. Yesterday he was trying to be a bully. The one about playing Rudiger for through balls so Rudiger could play in the midfield.
Who sent it?
Jack, that's a brilliant comment. See, look at it. He's like, or play Rudiger or Havertz.
yeah, the
For the
Chelsea
Tubo?
midfielder, he can give a free pass.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was playing really good.
Wait, imagine Rudiger in behind Timo Werner. German connection.
That's to continue, Josh.
Thing is, I'm actually disappointed for the guys because when the final whistle went, you can tell they were slightly a bit disappointed because
Yeah.
they knew they could have got more of the game.
But Tuchel said after the post match, he told them to calm that the job is not done yet. That
Yeah,
when they go back to London, everything will be clear. They have to just calm down and take the game by game.
yeah, because they put a lot of work into that game today.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel
Especially
sorry for them.
Pulisic and Conte. They
Pulisic,
play so well.
Kante, Rudiger, Aspilicueta, like everybody work hard, but this is why I've been saying this for like since Lampard about Werner. He's going to cost us. Like people say, oh, he's GA, all that nonsense. When it matters, it is going to cost us. That miss is basically one away goal, which counts as 2 goals, in a sense. So missing that chance, because if we came with a 2-1,
100%.
2-1 result,
Keep preaching.
2-1 result would have meant that they have to score 2 goals at Stamford Bridge with no reply. And I believe we would have won the tie. I think we would have won the tie if we got 2-1 from this result. But this 1-1 result, do you know what this is screaming? Like everybody has forgotten about the game against Porto. It was 2-0, then they scored 1-0 right at the end. The second leg. This second leg can easily go that way. So it could easily just be a 0-0 stink fest. And then all of a sudden Hazard or Karim Benzema scores a goal in the 8th minute at Stamford Bridge. And then we have to go and score just to take it to extra time. Because of that missed away goal.
2009 vibes, bro. For real.
It's thinking of 2009.
2009 vibes, for real. Remember when we drew Porto and we've been saying how UEFA have been somewhat nice to us? Trust me, I don't trust UEFA. There's a reason why my icon is this picture. I don't trust if I had half a lung and they told me if you trust UEFA you got 2 lungs, I'd rather die with my 1 lung. UEFA might sell you a lung filled with cement. That's how much I don't trust them, bro. All this thing that they're talking about being mad at Perez, trust me, it's all a farce.
That's a lie.
Continue, just continue.
So for next leg, I am.
Nah, man, Rose, I don't buy that, bro. You're conspiracies, man. Conspiracy.
I'm just horsing around with
Bro, you know what? To be honest, I was amazed to see that, but today's refereeing was
fair.
like
fair
and physical, yeah.
Yeah.
Because when I saw the challenge of Casemiro on Mount, sorry, on Pulisic, right? It was on Pulisic, if I'm not mistaken. I thought, okay, we are 1 man down now. Oh, it's just yellow. Okay, I said fine. Because I thought I didn't expect referees to be that lenient on for both the sides, man, for both the sides. But I thought like refereeing will be against us, so I'm not surprised. I'm surprised, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, next leg, I'm worried because this is not going to be the same. First, we're not going to be the same team. It's not going to be the same Real Madrid team.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously in terms of the mentality, they know that they have to come and win. So
Mm-hmm.
people think that okay, they will open up and they will come onto us. But I think look, Real Madrid
Okay,
are
let
experienced.
me ask you this
They're
now.
experienced.
For
So
second leg, for us to win the match, what do you think? Do you think Tuchel should do for second leg?
Tuchel knows that Real Madrid has to come into them because they have to score.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he'll go with a similar tactic against Atletico Madrid. So how he knew that Atletico Madrid had to come and score. So he will also assume that Real Madrid would actually come and put the pressure on us.
Would
So I
you
think he'll
advise
go with a
Thomas
with a
Tuchel to
counter
play?
attacking.
Would you advise Thomas Tuchel to play Timo Werner second leg or no?
As much as I hate the guy, he can be useful in these scenarios. So in terms of counter attacking, he is useful to an extent.
But remember, Sergio Ramos is gonna be back, Valverde is gonna be back, and Feliamenti is gonna be back too.
Yeah.
Those three important players also for them works.
But I'm thinking of the alternatives. The alternatives in his position. I wouldn't start Havertz in that game. I don't think he's. I don't think he's ready. Actually, I don't think he's ready for that. And I
Okay.
wouldn't start Abraham or Giroud because they just haven't got the intensity for it. So
Mm-hmm.
for his position, playing in the ST striking role,
Mm-hmm.
Josh, can I interrupt you quickly, bro? I'm sorry
yeah,
to
go on.
interrupt you. It's a really important question. Thank you, right? If you bench Timo Werner for a second leg, don't you think so? You are pretty much spoiling his mentality and his confidence throughout the season, or like for the rest of his career in Chelsea. If you do that for the second leg, if you bench him, because if
I
you do that,
understand
so we know that like what kind of message you are giving to Timo Werner.
I understand that, but he, Timo Werner himself knows from merit he doesn't actually deserve to be playing. On merit, he doesn't deserve to be playing. He said it in his interview that he's not been doing well in terms of finishing. So he should understand. Okay, I actually shouldn't even be starting the next game. From that miss and his performance today, he should have in his head that I don't deserve to be playing. But Tuchel's giving me chances and chances, so I have to prove him wrong. But if Tuchel drops him, I think his mentality shouldn't be like low confidence. It should be I need to work harder to get back into the team for the remainder of the season. He shouldn't he shouldn't break down. But the thing is, the biggest problem I have with Timo Werner is his mentality. Like he seems so fragile mentally. Like he seems so fragile. When he misses a chance, his head goes down, and for the rest of the game, he's just non-existent. The same thing happened against West Ham. Like no one missed that open goal chance. After that, he was bricking it. So I think he needs to work on his psychology of things and all that. But other than that, next leg is going to be so much more tougher. Like I think Chelsea fans need to um just they just need to get ready for that next leg.
Mm-hmm. Because they asked Pulisic today after the post match about it. He said everybody was talking about the miss about Simo, but he said they will be prepared for Madrid next week and they are confident in going at the bridge and that they know the job they have to do. They don't need to overcomplicate things. That makes me happy. Like we know our job as a player. We do not need to overcomplicate things. We just have to do our job and see it through. That gives me confidence as a player that yes, they know their job.
Abdullahi. You know what? One thing I like about this game, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm being honest, right? In the first half, we was like poor. That's not even an argument for that. But what I like about the scoreline, yes, it's 1-1. Yes, Chelsea got a big away goal. But still, if we go to the bridge, right, which we will,
Mm-hmm.
and even if we concede the first goal, right, that's not the end of the journey. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say this, right? If Chelsea would have won this game 2-1, that's a
Yeah.
big blow for us now.
It's so
Yes.
For
big.
us, Yeah, for us now, we have scored 2 goals. So let's say this, right? Even if we take risk, right, and concede the goal first, right, from Chelsea, still we are in the game. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
Yeah.
with regards to Atleti, it was totally different case.
Yeah.
Atleti, they
Okay.
were down 1-0 when they traveled to Bridge, and then Chelsea pretty much capitalized them. So it was big
So,
mental blow for
Monta,
Atleti. Yeah.
what will make you feel that it's over in the bridge at the bridge?
Mhm.
If Chelsea score 2-0 or 3-0, it's over. Or what will make you think, oh, it's over. You can't come back
You know
again.
what, Abdullahi? I mean, Chelsea fans should learn this thing. And this is like, okay, you think positive, but you need to think about this as well. Not Chelsea fans, but Chelsea players, my bad. Yeah. Bro, even when we were 1-0 down, we know how to chase the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
How
Yeah.
to chase a game. I mean, it's a brilliant magic, individual brilliance from Karim Benzema. What I'm trying to tell you, what I'm trying to build over here is that we know how to chase a game on such a big stage, right?
Mm-hmm.
But still, Chelsea knows how to chase the game? That's my thing, you know?
Yeah, that's
Mm.
one thing I've not seen from Chelsea because
I've not seen it too.
we
I've not
haven't
seen
really
it too.
chased a
Mm.
game. Like actually, the times we chased the game, we haven't succeeded.
Yeah,
If we go
yeah,
quick
yeah.
look in the Premier League, we
In
haven't succeeded.
in my history of watching Chelsea, being a Chelsea football supporter, I said footballer. I said Chelsea footballer. But typically, when we're in positions where we have to chase the game against other top tier sides, we always come up just short.
Yeah,
Chasing the game against lower tier sides,
Guys, look at HH. HH is a madman when police score. The man almost went crazy.
yeah, I saw it. He sounded like a horse.
Look at this.
Show it, show it. Yeah, he sounded like a horse. No, no, to the left. Yeah, yeah.
Abdullah, can you show it again, bro?
it's too funny.
He sounds like a steam engine. But no, we're only good at chasing the game if it's mid to lower league opposition, and even at that, we usually leave it to squeaky bum time and nail biters.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're in a position where we have to chase against Madrid,
Yeah,
it's going to be very, very dicey.
Because when the player lose their head, that's what
And
the
I
problem
will I will say this. We
is.
at some point in the second leg, for us to go through, for me to be incredibly confident and not be nervous, we
Mhm.
have to put a 2 goal cushion, because the fear is that it's 2-1 and Chelsea fans are starting to get comfortable. We're starting to get comfortable that we'll go through. But if they equalize at 2-1 and make it 2-2,
That's
we
the
go
problem.
out on away goals. And that's why, like NK Don said, Timo Werner's miss, or was it Josh? Yeah,
yeah,
Josh said
Josh, yeah.
Timo Werner's miss was just, come on, man.
So
Because
crucial. It is so
2-1,
big.
us
It's so
having
big.
no, no, no. Look at how just simple that is. You guys know what's better than one away goal? Abdullah, can you tell me what's better than one away goal?
Nothing is because the one that will get is a little
No,
bit
no,
for
no,
me.
no. It's a simple answer, Abdullah. Do you know what's better than one away goal, Abdullah? Just think about it. It's not a trick question.
Two.
Two away
Two,
goals.
two away go, yeah.
Two away goals. And two away goals would have meant that they had to score at least three, or two. They would have had to have a 3-3 draw or 2 goals without reply. And I don't think Madrid would have been capable of doing that.
Yeah,
But in the position that we're in now with this 1-1, it's very deceiving. It makes it look like we have the advantage. But in all reality, Madrid have proven time and time again, when their backs are against the wall, I don't know what they're doing, whether it's black magic, white magic, football heritage.
Mhm.
Somehow they just like get the result.
Yeah.
And
they
that's
can
why we're in a
easily
dangerous situation.
they can easily just win 1-0, like a one.
They
Uh,
they can easily have a fluke win similar to that Porto game. See the
yeah,
goal. Look at the goal. Okay, look at the two chances. The two best chances today. The first one where Benzema hit hit
Post.
the post. He literally created that shot out of nothing. All he did was get the ball. He was surrounded by our defenders. He just jabbed it, hit the ball to the left, to the right of himself a little bit to create some space, and then
Mm.
used his rocket of a right foot and hit the ball so cleanly it hit the post. That could have been a goal for them. And then you see
Mhm.
the goal that he scored with the volley. So they can easily have a moment of brilliance. Everyone's writing off Modric and Cruz. Those guys have really, really good feet. Like
But but but
Modric and Cruz
but
can easily say what's
but
up.
guys, I understand what you guys are saying before I cut to Chimere. But I think what will win us the match in the second leg is gonna be Thomas Tuchel lineup. People may say about the player, but he's set up how he wants to go with Madrid because I isn't Leon Tommy
Actually,
yeah
that's a really interesting question, Abdullah. You know what?
Leon Tommy
Abdullah,
said it that yeah.
sorry to interrupt you, brother, but like that's a really interesting question because it's striking my mind, right?
Yes.
So, as a Chelsea fans like you, Marvelous, and Sam, and all these guys, right?
Mhm.
What do you think about the approach should be for the second leg? Is it the same approach what you had for this game, like,
Or this or different. Okay.
or
I think
a bit more, or I'll say a bit more attacking, or a bit more defensive? What do you guys want?
I think Leon Tommy said that Chelsea were already prepared for a 4-3-3 formation with Mendy, Carvajal, Varane, and the Militao. But in the last 15 to 20 minutes, when Tuchel saw the lineup, he said he told the players that guys, we're gonna be playing a 3-5-2 because Madrid already changed the lineup because they are playing a back three. So the player already knew that they are going for a 4-3-3. But he told the players in the dressing room that before the match that we're going the back three. The match is gonna be changing. I think that was the reason they used as spectator. He said because
No, no,
James
no,
should
no,
have
no.
started the match.
No, I understand. I
Mhm.
understand what you mean, Abdullah. But I'm asking, what should be the Chelsea's approach? Same
I
approach
think I think
or different?
I'll go with counter defending for me. Defend and counter. We don't need to really possess that much. Just defend and counter match
So,
and
so,
counter
so,
it. Mhm.
so,
But
so
we
you
have to be
mean?
clinical though.
Mhm. Okay, okay, I got it. I got it. Okay,
We have to be clinical. We want to go Madrid. We have to defend them, go on the counter, and be very clinical. Very.
because that's very good setup for Chelsea, at least I believe.
Mhm.
You, you,
Yeah.
you know why? You know why? Because what I see, right, to break down Chelsea is like one of the most difficult thing in the right now in world football. Let's be honest, in the European football, okay, it's not that easy. So I mean, what I see is that Chelsea should play to their strength, which is what the way they play this game. But in this game, they were like slightly flamboyant. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
And you could have scored like 2 goals in the first half. What I mean,
Mhm.
which is true.
Mhm.
But what I see is that if you keep on doing that for the at the Stamford Bridge, you
Mhm.
know, we have that kind of like clutch moment where we can get the goal. You know, while you're doing that, let's say look at Liverpool, right? First leg, okay, when they coming at us in the second half, right? In the first
Mhm.
leg,
Mhm.
they were switched off for a minute. Sorry,
Mhm.
for a second. For a second, immediately Modric Cruz break the line, and then more. What do you call? Vinicius scored the goal. You know what I mean? From the set
Mhm.
piece, not from set piece. Sorry, from the combination play. So what I want Chelsea is to be like, if Chelsea wants to win this game, they have to make sure that they are not conceding goal.
Yeah.
And if they do that, I
Yeah.
think so you will go through.
Yeah. I think that's what will be the player
But
mentality.
I refuse to believe Tuchel will go for that. By the way,
You refuse to believe
yeah,
because I think
I think
Tuchel said
Tuchel
it
will be
that
attacking.
Matthew
Yeah, Tuchel will
Kovacic
be attacking.
Matthew Kovacic will be back for the second leg. He's already said that. You hope to have him back for the Fulham match. But I think he's gonna be on the bench for the Fulham match. It may come in like 15 or 20 minutes before the match finish. And I think it will get him fit because Kovacic has been telling Tuchel, he said, I want to play against Madrid. I want to play. He said that is his plan. He wants to play against his former club. He wants to show Zidane that you made a silly mistake in selling me to Chelsea. He said it already that he wants to show Madrid he said to Zidane that he made a mistake of selling him to Chelsea Football Club. He said he's aiming to get fit for the Madrid match in the second leg at the bridge. That is his plan. So I
No,
don't know if it's. Mhm,
if he's fit, right? I'm like,
mhm,
that's a good news for you guys. I'm like, but for me,
mhm,
what I see is that Chelsea. Okay, right. Okay, let's be honest, right? From the scoreboard perspective,
mhm,
Chelsea have advantage. So they should play to the level of advantage. For me, on
mhm,
that's my thing.
No,
If
no,
I'm
no.
Chelsea right now, I'm not taking that much risk of playing attacking game, for the second leg. That's me.
Definitely not.
That's me.
Because and I understand why Tuchel did that in the Porto match when we go
Man,
2-0 up and
listen.
he played defensive. He played defensive. But in this match, I think Muta, I get what you say, but I think I will go more of a counter defensive. It's gonna be the same pivot of Jorginho N'Golo Kante. So now if Kovacic is fit to play in the second leg, I'll just bring Kovacic on maybe after 20 or 25 minutes for him to warm his leg and get ready. So I think the second leg, I'll probably play the same lineup like we played this first lineup, but I'll be more cautious in kind of the way we create time because we know Sergio Ramos is back. So
No, let me just say this because Muntaha said he wouldn't be too attacking and he would actually go with a defensive approach. In my opinion, going with a defensive approach is the recipe for sometime in the 80s, in the minute of the 80s, maybe the 85th minute. That's a recipe for Marcelo just shooting.
Marvelous. If you are
giving,
winning 1-0 or 2-0, we can easily do that
no,
defensive work.
I'm saying in general. I didn't. If we play defensive, and it's 0-0, that's a recipe for Marcelo taking a nothing shot or doing a crazy bicycle kick, or how he has this tendency to produce some of his Brazilian flair, and then they score a fluke and they win 1-0. That's a recipe for that. Trust me. Chelsea cannot go defensive in that second leg.
Yeah, we can't.
We should only go defensive if we have a 2-goal cushion. And you see, this is the point that I'm at with Werner. If in the second leg, I don't care what minute, if he misses a sitter, like if the game starts and he misses a sitter in the 5th minute, good thing we have 5 substitutions. Bring him off in the 5th minute. Just bring him off. Just know that mentally he's not ready. Because it looks like this miss, if you really think into it and be cynical about it, this miss may cost us the tie.
It's so huge. It's so big. Like
because,
we're
for
not
example,
realizing what
the
this
second
is,
leg could
like.
easily because just as we're gonna go at them, they're gonna go at us.
Yeah.
So let's say the second leg ends 2-2, and they go through, they progress on away goals. That means that Werner sitter miss costs us the tie. So trust me, if Werner misses a sitter, I do not care what minute.
No,
Just
deep,
bring him off.
Deep,
Don't even make a scene about it. Just like casually bring him off, and just say in your post-match presser that he had an injury.
And the thing is, I'm actually really think about it. Even if Real Madrid win 2-1 away, that means they are going through. But if Werner scored this goal, it would have been 2-1 to us. So it would have
and it would have gone to penalties. Yeah, and here's another thing that I always say: going to extra time and penalties on your home ground is a curse. It's not a good thing. People always say, "Oh no, we're gonna be at home. We'll go to extra time. We'll go to extra time. We'll go to penalties. We're at home, so we might win." That's a curse. That's not a good thing. That's only giving them more time to break your heart. Trust me.
Yeah, and the thing is, away goals still stand in extra time as well. I don't know why, but away goals still count in extra time. So that miss from Werner is it could be very, very, very detrimental. It could be very detrimental.
What's called? Harrison, I already said it. He needs to be shipped out in the summer. Yeah, as simple as that. So, guys, to round up everything, just to round up everything. What's your take on tomorrow's match? Man City PSG. Because I'm hearing the news now from the very reliable source in Paris that Kylian Mbappe is playing tomorrow. Is starting tomorrow. It's fully fit for tomorrow's match.
Yeah, I think PSG would run right. City recently, in recent weeks, have been. It's like you can see how you can get at them. They're not that difficult to get at. So I actually do see, and obviously it's Poch, and Poch knows how to play against Manchester City. He's done it at Tottenham many times. So he knows what to do against Pep. So I see PSG actually winning both legs of countdown. I see them winning comfortably. because City at the moment they're not firing. That they're actually people are not realizing they're not firing at the moment.
Mm.
So I won't be surprised if that PSG just even
Oh,
tomorrow win like
well,
2-0, 3-1.
that's the curse of wrapping your domestic league early, because mentally
Yeah.
the competitive spirit within the players sort of fades, sort of tempers out. They're not as sharp. They're a bit more relaxed. They don't feel like they have that much to, fight for. And then you sort of have to remotivate them when the Champions League comes around. So, in a way, it's a blessing and a curse. That's what they have to deal with now that and the crazy part is, ironically, the Premier League isn't really fully wrapped up. If you guys
Oh
remember
no,
in
it's
2012 when City won their first Premier League, at
Mhm.
this stage, Manchester United under Sir Alex Ferguson were 11 points above Manchester City, and Manchester City went on to win the Premier League on the last day. And
Mhm.
similarly, this year, Manchester City are 11 points above Manchester United, and who knows what may happen. And
Mhm.
ironically, also, 2012,
Don't say
when that
that.
happened, was when Chelsea won the Champions League. A lot of things are just, I know I'm not crazy, but
yeah.
a
Mhm.
lot
You
of
are, you
things
are.
that happened in
These are just
2012,
miraculous.
It's happening in
a
2021.
lot of things that happened in 2012, that 2012 season, are happening in this season. Things are
Let's
looking
not. Let's not.
spooky, guys. Someone is trust me. I was telling a friend of mine the other day. I was like, imagine if the world is really like the creator, whoever created the world, just playing video games, and they just like hit a button on their controller, and we just are here doing this stream, and then they hit another button, and then Abdullah is like, okay, guys, see you tomorrow, and we're all just living in this simulation. And when we're having a bad day, it's actually them just simming through the universe. Because everything that happened in that 2012 season is happening.
Yeah. Okay. To round up the topic now, let me go to everybody one after that. Samuel. Let me go to Samuel first. Let's say we win the UCL, the FA Cup and finish top four. How do you rate Tuchel's season in his first season in
What?
England?
No. If Tuchel is able to get top four, FA Cup, and the UCL,
Mhm.
I'm sorry, but Tuchel is a big shot for manager of the year. You know
Big
when the
shot. He
awards
is the
come
manager
around.
of the year. It's not even a big shot. He
Yeah,
is
he's
the
a big
manager of the
shot.
year.
Probably,
Big,
yeah.
He
Because
there's
like
big,
there's
you
no
take a
question.
team that was 10th. No, you take
Yeah.
a team that was hopeless, losing what 3-0 to Leicester, um, losing just abysmal, just like losing 3-1 to Arsenal. Those kind of results. You take
Mhm.
that team that was 10th, which pretty much had their season over.
Mhm.
And if you're able to take them to the Champions League and win it and win everything else behind that, I'm sorry, but Tuchel is probably the manager of the year, and Tuchel has to be thought as one of the better managers and really top two tactician in the world. So for Tuchel's legacy, if he can do that, that would be the definition of degree of difficulty. Coming in
Mm.
mid-season and turning what was a dead machine into a winning side. So that would be quite exciting if that did happen.
Chimere, if Thomas Tuchel won the UCL, the FA Cup, and finished top four in Chelsea, how do you put him in his first season? Chimere, are you there? Oh, let me come to Josh. Winning the UCL, the FA Cup, and finishing the top four, how do you rate Thomas Tuchel's season in his first season in English football as a manager of Chelsea Football Club?
That would actually be the most impressive achievement that any manager has done in my entire life of watching football. I don't know no manager that
Roberto Di Matteo did it in 2012.
who?
Roberto Di Matteo did it in
Yeah,
2012.
but that was not like tactical.
He
That was
didn't
just
finish
like
top four.
he didn't even finish top four.
Yeah,
Exactly, they finished
that's
sixth.
true.
They finished sixth. That's how they got top four. They
Samuel,
didn't even finish
Samuel,
top four.
remember what we were talking about
And their
yesterday
team
on
as
the
well.
stream about Liverpool? Chelsea didn't even finish fifth. in 2012, bro.
Yes, that's to finish sixth.
Yeah, like this is, and the thing is, the players we have as well, compared to the
Mm-hmm.
players that we had back then. Look, it's
Yeah.
not even a comparison because
And back then, Daniel Sturridge was one of our best players. Daniel Sturridge and Juan Mata. I think Daniel Sturridge had
Premier
14 goals in the Premier League, if my
yeah,
memory
yeah,
serves me correctly. Yeah.
yeah. See, yeah, so like, yeah, this will be, fam. He'll be on top. Like this was like we'll have a way better season than City winning the Premier League and the Carling Cup or the Carabao
Mm.
Cup. I don't care. So yeah, he would have achieved more than Pep when Pep has had a full season and Tuchel has had a half a season. So at the point at the end of the season, he'll be the best manager in the world. Like nobody can argue that.
MK Dons, if Thomas Tuchel win the UCL, win the FA Cup, and finish in top four, where do you rank him as a manager of Chelsea Football Club?
When you say when do you rank with manager of Chelsea Football Club, do you mean all time, or do you mean just like in terms of world, like managers in the world right now?
The two of them.
All time, you still, although this is a great achievement, you still got a way to go. But in
Mm-hmm.
terms of right now, anyway,
Mm-hmm.
it'll be an incredible achievement. It'll be an incredible achievement. Because we're not supposed to be here. Chelsea are supposed to be in the semi-final of Champions League. I keep on telling you this.
Yep.
We're supposed to lose to Atletico Madrid. We're supposed to. I was saying a fundamental beatdown. I'm saying we're gonna get. It will be like it will dominate us and win 1-0 or something. I was saying that. That's the talk I was saying. So for you to come around and change fortunes, going through Real Madrid as well, who are no slouch. If we
Mm-hmm.
go through anyway and win it, and as well as top four in the FA Cup is a huge achievement. It's a huge achievement because even now, top four is a battle. It's a battle. There's still a battle for top four. But
Mm-hmm.
if you could do that, Champions League, the FA Cup, I don't really value or care. But if you do it, that's nice as well. Um, it'll be a tremendous season. It'll be a tremendous season. A season that will probably be better than not probably. It's better than Antonio Conte's. Actually, he won the league. Actually, no, it'll still be better. Yeah, it'll be better than Antonio Conte's first season. It'll be very, very good. That's my opinion.
Marvelous. If Thomas Tuchel wins the UCL for Chelsea Football Club, wins the FA Cup, and finish in top four, how do you rate Thomas Tuchel in his first season in Chelsea Football Club?
Incredible first season. I would say he has been as impactful as Carlo was in his first season.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if he wins the Champions League and FA Cup and does top four, given the state of which we were in when he walked in through the door,
Mm-hmm.
he's outdone Conte by a bit, just a little bit,
Mm.
and he's just as impactful, if not slightly more impactful than King Carlo was in his first season, Carlo Ancelotti. So I would say he's in great company. And you know what Samuel was saying earlier, that we kind of asked him if he was an imposter when he talked about next season. If he
Mm-hmm.
wins the Champions League and FA Cup on half a season, I
Mm-hmm.
cannot wait to see what he does moving forward, especially since our squad is so young. And if you guys been following the what's been going on in the media about him looking forward to meeting with Granovskia and Roman to
Mm-hmm.
tell them 5 things or 5 players that we need to make
Mm-hmm.
us title contenders. And there's
Yeah.
been talk of us signing this low key Italian player known as what's his name? Lo-
Locatelli.
Locatelli.
Yeah.
Wow. If we get Locatelli, from what I've seen of him, wow.
Is he a DM or CDM? Is he a DM
Bro,
or a 10?
he's whatever you want him to be, baby, in
Yeah,
that
he's
midfield.
basically yeah,
He's
exactly
whatever you want
what
him
he
to
is.
be in that midfield.
But he's more
Anything.
like
But he's
physical.
more of a DM. But
Yeah,
and that's the thing, he's physical with incredible passing.
yeah,
Mm. Locatelli, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Locatelli
Locatelli.
for Sassuolo.
Sassuolo, yeah, Sassuolo. Okay. Good, guys. We've come to the end of the show, guys. Today I have a depressed day. Tomorrow made me depressed. I don't want to keep talking about him anymore because.
He will cost us.
Actually,
Eh?
But
actually,
I
actually,
believe
actually, no.
Mhm,
Abdullah, before you end the show, because
mhm,
sometimes you end the show and I feel like you leave viewers wondering of your opinion.
okay.
What like for at least maybe 2 to 3 minutes,
Mhm.
what's your opinion on how Chelsea played and specifically how Timo Werner played? Because it's important that I think people know how you feel, given that this is your platform.
I was impressed with the way we played because I never expected to play like Madrid this way because the way Madrid has been playing recently. I was surprised the way we dominated Real Madrid at their home. And also, I've rewatched the match a little bit after the full time. Bit by bit, I kind of understand the way we play this way. That gave me more confidence going to the second leg and playing much, much better in the second leg. But my problem with Timo Werner is people may come at us and say we're not giving players chances. But Timo Werner, I am begging you for goodness sake. I'm finishing my Ramadan next week. Next week or next 2 weeks. I don't know yet. Maybe probably next 2 weeks. Then if you go to the final, please, and if you miss this time in the final, I'm gonna swear the hell out of you if you do that. So get your head up straight and score goals for. If you know you can't sort in the Chelsea Football Club, the door is open. And I trust Tuchel. People keep saying it. Every lineup of bringers, I completely do trust Tuchel because he knows what he's doing as a Chelsea manager. I have my trust in him, and I know the board has a tremendous backing of Thomas Tuchel going forward. So I am not worried as a fans because we're in the right position, we're in the right hand going forward. I am confident, like people like what MK don't say, we never expected to be in the semi-final of the UCL. We are expected to be get booted out by Atletico Madrid. We skipped to Madrid, we skipped to Espirito, and inshallah, we skipped to Madrid. That would be a tremendous achievement as a Chelsea fan going forward because now that will cement our name in terms of the English club going forward in the UCL, participating one of the most coveted team in Europe in terms of the name, the brand, and everything. Imagine winning the UCL in 2021 again. That cement us as the best team in English talk. So that can go far away because yes, Roman has sacked so many managers in terms of winning trophy, but winning this year will give Roman more pride, more happiness, especially what has been going on with the Super League and everything. This will reunite the fans and become one as a fan base because we will become one as a unit, we will become one as a fans. Then there's not gonna be no more banter. Kai Havertz came in for 17 about. We're gonna have a conversation. Kai Havertz won the UCL. What has Bruno Fernandes won? No conversation. It's game over. So it's gonna be interesting to see for the rival face. I know United fans will not be happy if Chelsea go to the final and win it because, like I said to Red Devils to do, if Chelsea win the UCL, we're gonna be one ahead of. We're gonna be one below United, and you don't let that happen. So now Chelsea
Fun
fans will have.
fact, fun fact. Chelsea have been to the UEFA Champions League semi. You know this. No, let me
8 times
before I even say
ahead
it.
of
No.
United.
Before I even say it, you know how sometimes we joke on your hangouts about the fact that Chelsea should really have, if we're being positive, we should have
Mhm.
at least 5 UCLs.
Mhm.
And this isn't bragging. This is just go and do the history, do your Googles, check the footage. We should have at least five. No, well, let me just be calm. Let me be objective. We should have at least 4 Champions Leagues. We've been to the UEFA Champions League final. This is our 8th time in the semifinal, and we
Mhm.
haven't been there in like 7 years. The last time we were in the semifinal was 7 years ago, and
Yep.
still we have the most semifinal appearances of any English teams in the UEFA Champions League.
Mm.
That's insane. That's only a testament to how much Roman values this competition.
Mm.
If you
Exactly.
ask me, him and Florentino Perez value the Champions League the most
Mhm.
because they care the most about their football clubs and they know what it really means to be crowned champion of Europe. But
Yeah.
Abdullah, go ahead, round us up.
So, my take on the match is overall, I was impressed with the way we play. I'm happy. And going to the second leg, yes, I want to see how we're gonna perform in the second leg. As a Chelsea fans, are we gonna say we're gonna go overboard about this? Not yet, but I believe with the way we play today, even with Ramos, with Valverde, with Mendy, we will get our chance. Real Madrid will give us chances, we will get it. I just pray and hope we are clinical enough to score those chances, and I believe in the players. They have the ability to go through in that scenario. So I'm confident, and I see yes. As Stamford Bridge, we go through and we're into the Champions League semi-final. So, guys, next week we'll ride. So we'll ride tomorrow for the PSG match, Man City, and also we're gonna ride. Also, we're gonna do a post match on Monday too for the second leg, and on Tuesday it's gonna be second leg for Man City versus PSG for the second leg of their match, and we'll play on Wednesday. So, guys, I pray and I hope we go through, inshallah, in this holy month of Ramadan. We escape through and we are into the Champions League semi-final, into the Champions League final for the 2020-2021 Istanbul. Guys, we live, we ride, we escape through. Guys, see you guys tomorrow for the UCL semi-final second match between Manchester City and PSG. Guys, we ride. Kylian Mbappe, Neymar Jr., Verratti and Co. Please turn up match tomorrow. Let's have a beautiful match tomorrow. Guys, we ride, we go. And guys, before I leave, like the vid, guys, like the vid. Support your guy on Cash App, guys. This is my Cash App, guys. Support your boy in there. TOPLUSFRESH10. 100% goes to me on Cash App, guys. I will appreciate you guys support the channel, so we'll be able to grow the channel together. Support you guys, support us on Cash App, guys. I will massively appreciate. And make sure you like the vid, like and subscribe, guys. Like, subscribe, guys. Like, subscribe, guys. Like, subscribe, guys. Peace. See you guys tomorrow, and peace out, guys. Have a lovely night, guys, and
Peace, 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 peace.
everybody, peace.